It's Prov. Yeah. Read my mind, baby, can you see the times? I want you to be my wife, baby, please don't waste my time. I got too much work to do, I just wanna be sure of you. We ain't got no perfect views, but what works for me would work for you. Tell me, would you work for me? Serve God like you serving me. Yes, I'll lead you with certainty, provide for you eternally. To protect you, I'll get out and cock that grip. Bullets take off like a rocket ship, need you passenger side of my cockpit. Rising above this nonsense, we ain't got no sense of time. Lose yourself inside of mine, introspective or collected. Girl, I could be your prized possession.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's good? Gang in the building. Happy Monday to all of you guys. Happy Monday. Hope you all have had a great Monday. I know I have. It's been a long Monday, too. It's been a longer Monday than normal. It's been a long week, but it's been a good week, though. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Straw Hat Podcast. Most of you guys already know, but I'm going to say it anyway. We are here every single Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're doing all things One Piece. And of course, tonight we have chapter 11 and 68. This is episode 72. We on 72? Yes. Episode 72 of the podcast. We're getting up there. But we're going to be reading chapter 1168 today. Last one was crazy. Shanks was a holy knight. Bro's wearing not an eye patch, but a bandage. It's going to be very, very, very interesting. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And I have a couple of things at the top too. I'm going to say what's up to everybody. But let me start the Instagram stream, and then I'll say what's up to everybody. And then I have a couple of comments that I need to read because I told them that I would read it, and then we'll get into the chapter. So give me like 3 seconds to start that stream. Boom. And I got it started. Okay, that is done. Let me go ahead and say what's up to everybody in the chat, because y'all were chatting in here for a minute, an hour early. Holy. What's going on, Strawberry? Menace in the building too. What's up, Menace? Booley says, I'm here. And y'all were just talking for a whole hour. That's what's up. What's going on to everybody on the gram? How are you guys doing over there on the gram? Let's see. We got Mavaldoni in the building. What's going on, Mavaldoni? Mr. Doney. Who else we got in the building? My boy Fooly in the building. What's going on, Fooly? How are you? He said, yo, what up? We all good, chilling, waiting on Ree. Oh, you didn't read it this week. That's why I saw you comment that. Okay. My boy Pat. To me, it's another banger chapter, although it's quite predictable based on King Harold's actions. Okay, for sure. Let's see. You said I lost all respect for Harold. No. We can't lose respect for Harold. Antonia on Instagram. Hello, how are you? Let's see. Zaza in the building says, what's up? How are you, Mr. Za? Let's see. Everybody's here. The whole gang is already here. Fooly, Mavaldoni, Alex in the building with the slander. Of course, Queen Estra's long gone, bro. We not talking about her no more. Bonnie Boy Sai, how are you? Sheila, YouTube alert didn't work for me. Even with the notifications on. Hello, everyone. Sorry. What's up? How are you, my dear friend? How are you? Let's see. Yo, yes. Fooly said, yes, if you're in the chat right now, before we get too deep into the stream, like button. I'm gonna get better at remembering this. Hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, hit the subscribe. What are you doing? You like One Piece? We like One Piece. Hit the subscribe button. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment and say hi. Those are the rules. You have to do that. I'm gonna read them. So drop it. Say hello. Bonnie Boy Sai, at this point, I'm the Herald slander personified. Wow. We're gonna see. Let's see. Nika in the building. He says, "Yoy, what's up? What's up, Nika? What is up?" Big Alex rocks. Like, then subscribe, then the bell so you can know all that, all that, all that, all that, all of that, all the things. Do all the things. Okay. So let me first start off. I have a comment that was in the comment section. It was too long for me to read this week, but I wanted to bring it up here on this stream and we could read it together because I told him I would read it in regards to Garp, of course, but it was too long. I was out with my family this week and I was like, you know what, man, I'm just going to pull it up on the stream. I'm going to see if bro is cooking or if he wasn't cooking. So of course, you guys already know. You guys already know where I'm going with this. I have to find out. If bro is onto something or if bro's on something. So we're going to find out tonight. I have the comment pulled up here and we're going to find out together if bro was on something or if he was actually on something. I haven't read it yet. I looked at it, glanced at it, and I know it's about Garp because he commented it on one of the videos that we had for Garp. So how about we just pull it up and see? Because I promised him I'd read it. And I have it right here. Make the screen big. And let me go over here to the window. Oh, yeah. Boom. And boom. There you go. Ooh, that is too small for you guys to see. There we go. Now y'all can see it. Okay. Let me cut the music down just a little bit. So I had to see. Well, if he was, I haven't even read it yet, so we're gonna be reading it together. And let me see, that's right. Okay. Let me cut my music down just a little bit. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay, so this was on the video in terms of that we had made last week. If you're on the stream last week, you saw that we were talking about Garp, and the big question was, is he irredeemable if he doesn't start Sword? A lot of people think that he is. A lot of people think that he hasn't done enough yet. And I'm on the fence. You know, I do have my reservations with Garp, but I have kind of grown on him over time. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not one way or the other. So this is the comment I said. I said Garp definitely should be involved with starting Sword, which I agree. But if he doesn't, then I'll be okay with it because of everything that he has been able to achieve. I still stand by that. I think he should be. But even if he's not, that doesn't mean that Garp's done nothing. That's my bigger point. Let's see what he said. I haven't read it, so I don't know anything. Let's see. So he says, achieve what exactly? Can you name me a few? Only thing he's done is saving Kobe. Other than that, all he's doing is eating crackers. Garp watched pregnant women get killed by the world government trying to look for Ace when he knew exactly where Ace was at. Y'all acting like the recent chapters saved Garp. There are so much things Garp let slide just because someone is in the world government or Navy. Mind you, Garp has never changed anything within the Marines. He's been in the Navy all his life. Name me one accomplishment that's right name me one accomplishment. That's right. He did nothing. He's crowned the hero of the Navy, but it was a combined effort of both him and Roger, not solo. He never captured Roger, never captured Whitebeard, never caught a top tier in his entire career. We don't even know if he invented Sword. Even if he did invent Sword, it's not changing anything in the Navy. There's a whole new faction. Sword is Navy members who have given in their resignation letters. That's basically civilians on or borderline pirates at that point. He did absolutely nothing. He did absolutely nothing his whole life. Keep coping. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. So, okay, let me say this, right? I don't even, again, like I said, I'm on the fence with Garp. I don't even wholeheartedly disagree with everything he said in this statement because there's some truth to this, but there's more nuance to his character than just stating the failures that come with Garp. But I digress. Let's get into it. So he says, achieve what exactly? Can you name me a few? Well, Garp's an interesting character because if you take Garp out of the equation, like completely, you take Garp out, not literally like if he's not born type thing where Dragon and Luffy won't exist, which I could go that route too, but I feel like that's a cheap route. I could go that route and say, oh, if Luffy doesn't exist, then everything's just gone to crap. But I'm not going to do that. It's too easy. If we take Garp out of the equation, it's in terms of like the Marines, right? More broadly, or like more specifically, a lot of dominoes fall very quickly if you take him out of the Marines. Obviously, you don't have anyone to help help Roger take down Rocks. That's first and foremost, which is a success for him. Now, him being dubbed Hero of the Navy, fine. If you don't like that, okay. But to say that, like to take that away from him is kind of crazy. He did assist in that, which is a big feat. Him and Roger took out Rocks. But I'm not even going to go that part. What I'm saying is the things that he's done with Kobe, with Kuzan, and the other people that are actual genuine Marines in the Navy, you could probably attach them directly to Garp. Like, we can see that most Marines are kind of falling in line with the Aki Inus and the other, like even the Kizaru's, like, I don't like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it type thing. Garp is totally different. Garp is like, I don't like this, and I'm gonna try to do something about it. Him being there to help the newer Marines that had just entered the Navy, we're going to see the fruits of that, but we're seeing it right now. Like Kobe being able to be what he is and Sword being able to be what he is as well. Even if he didn't start it, we know that the Marines that are in Sword act exactly like Garp does. Coincidence? I don't think so. I just think it's crazy that we can sit here and say that he's done nothing. Like we see the proof in a Kobe. He took a Kobe from a cabin boy on Alvida's ship to potentially he's going to be one of the strongest people in the series. He didn't do anything. His ideals is what shaped a lot of the good Marines in the Navy, or Marines in the Marines. You can't take that away from him because of the bad things that he's done. Mind you, I'm not going to sit here and say he hasn't done bad things. The pregnant women thing, I slander Garp for that too. The other things that he let slide, fair. That's not even something I'm going to try to debate. All that's valid. But saying he's done nothing his entire life, nothing positive has came from Garp. You take Garp out the equation, tell me right now, does Robin still around? If Kuzan does not gain the ideals that Garp instilled into him, is Robin making it off of O'Hara? Is Saul making it off of O'Hara? No. The answer is no. Kobe, same thing. The things that he's going to be able to do in the series, those things don't happen if you take Garp out the equation. Even the failure of Dragon, I'm curious to see what happened, because my own personal theory is that Dragon and Garp are actually still working together. That's my personal theory. Me and Nika are on that timing. So if that comes out, let's say he didn't start Sword, but Garp is actually working with Revs, feeding them from information, talking back and forth with Dragon, is that not something? I think it's too early to say he's done nothing in his career. I just think that's crazy. And me and Nika, I see him in the comments, we have a whole theory that he's going to get executed. So there's no coping happening, but we have to be honest. That's my only thing. We have to be honest. So either way, I'm not going to sell my soapbox because I have one more thing I want to show. But let me know, guys, is he on something or is he on to something? Because I'm not going to lie, saying he's done absolutely nothing might be one of the craziest takes I've ever seen. See, y'all are already on in the comments. It's, and attacking Emu, like, yo, we gotta stop this, man. We gotta stop this. Also, I want to show this last thing too. I saw a really cool picture in my Discord that one of the Discord members drew, and I told her I would highlight it tonight before we get into the chapter. This is the last thing I'm gonna do before we get into the chapter, because I'm not going to sit here and just yap all night. But I told her I was going to highlight it, so I definitely want to, because I think it's really cool. We have an art channel in our Discord, which if you're not in the Discord, join it. I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. But join the Discord. She drew this really dope Yamato picture, and I told her I would highlight it because I feel like a lot of people in the community, especially the art community and the anime art community, don't get enough highlight. So I will be doing more highlighting of different people in the Discord, even our cosplayers, which, by the way, the name is Astrophengia, and she wanted me to let you guys know that you can find her stuff on Blue Sky. Super dope. And if you want to see more, we have a whole channel in the Discord for all the art that a lot of the artists draw. You're welcome to go there and check it all out. Also, last thing at the top, our cosplay competition round 1 just wrapped up. So if you didn't watch it, why didn't you? You should have been there. It was a great time. Round 2 is coming up this Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have some of the dopest cosplays I have ever seen that made it into the top 10. And we're going to be crowning the number 1 winner on Friday. They're going to get a $500 cash prize. It's going to come out of my bank account. I got to cash app them. It's okay, though. It's okay. But tune into that this Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to have some of them on live talking to us about their cosplays. And some of them are going to have sent in recordings of it as well. It's going to be a super, super dope stream. Come out and support the cosplayers. You have to. Why not? Okay, let's get into the chapter, you guys. I've done enough yapping, and we can get into it. And where are we at? Right here. Boom. Okay, and open this up. All right, guys. This is chapter 1168. It's called The Snows of Elbaf. Okay. By the way, make sure you guys drop a like if you haven't already. Make sure you drop a like. I have to keep saying it. Drop a like, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. It would help the algorithm catch the video and all that good stuff. You guys know that stuff. C Signal says big creators don't even do this. SABK. Yes. No, that's something I am very big on. Very, very big on. I'm going to highlight a lot of people, cosplayers, freaking the art people in my Discord. We're all going to come up together. I don't care. We're all coming up together, man. Either way, 1168, The Snows of Elbaf. So we have Hachan, okay? And it says a reader request, a family of sheep knitting Hachan 6 gloves by Mrs. Fuji. Cool. With the takoyaki shirt on. Cool. Okay. Cool. Is there anything I need to see here? Not really. It just looks like a pretty cool drawing. Okay. Let's get into the chapter. Let's see. Okay, that same year, 15 years ago, around the world, they're saying those giants in the Navy played a crucial role once again. That's so great to hear. I used to think they were scary. Now I wish I could meet one someday. Okay. No, yes. That's good. Okay. W. Harold so far. W. Harold. He at least got what he wanted. He at least got what he wanted with the citizens. The perspective is changing on the Giants. I like it. And was that in the newspaper too? Well, hold on a second. They printed that in the newspaper. Nah, I'm not going to lie, man. I'm not going to lie. This is a big W for Harold. This is a massive W. Okay. Is there any way to get more shipped here? Folks can't get enough of that Elbaf seafood. Yeah, I bet. Good Elbaf cedar. It's quality. They're trading too. Look. Look, man, I'm not going to hold you. They're trading. They got good press. W. Herald. They're trading cedar. They're trading seafood. Okay. Too bad it's so hard to ship. Sold. Okay. Elbaf in the new world. And once our dream of being part of the world government comes true, I think that we should build a cruise ship so that we can travel freely to our fellow nations. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I am loving this. Said don't hype him. Look, you guys are reading the same thing I'm reading. W. Herald, he's trying to do this the whole time. Finally, Oda gives him a little bit of love. Finally, bro. To the rest of the world, we are just a very curious minority. There are so many different peoples in so many different countries. They each have cultures worthy of respect. And as we come into contact with them, Elbaf will gain more friends and more wisdom. Talk about it, Herald. Talk about it. Nigga said, but at what cost? Look, man, I hear you. But man, he's really like, yo, I love this. This is what I needed to see. Because the last couple chapters, Oda was just dragging him through the mud. And I don't like that, bro. Okay. We're almost there, my countrymen. Our future is bright. Guess the warrior business is dead. I will see it through, Ida. The Walrus School, okay? This is thanks to you, Saul. A lot more healthy kids swinging swords. Darashishishi. Okay? Don't it scare you thinking about what you're losing, Harold? I no longer think of military might as our national strength. Ida taught me everything I know. The fact that I met her is my lifelong treasure. Man, she had to die. That's cool. Okay, well, Ida's not Mosa. At least that part's ruled out. That part is ruled out. The fact that I met her is my lifelong treasure. Man. Okay. Hey, Harold. You've really changed. When I first came here, I was terrified of all the civil wars. But you've changed this country bit by bit. Talk about it. Talk about it. Children studying hard, bright and cheerful laughter. It's like a different country completely. Old practices, strange customs. We ought to throw out all the bad habits of our warrior past. Okay. Really? But I liked warrior pride. I think it's cool. You ought to treasure your culture. Well, what about the fact that you and I weren't allowed to marry? I've never gotten over that. You told them you wanted to make me your true wife, didn't you? That's so sweet of you. You're my big sweetie. What about Loki? He'll be Harudin's little brother. How's that? To me, that's what he's always been. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I'm loving the vibes. So it's a Herald chapter. Okay. Just hearing that from you will keep me fed for months. Yes. But really, I don't mind. You're everyone's King Harold, not just mine. Talk about it, Ida. We're almost there, aren't we? That's right, Ida. Very soon, we'll be connected to the rest of the world, and our world will grow to be millions of times larger than before. Then we'll do what we used to do and go traveling all over. That sounds fantastic. I can't wait. Neither can I. Oh God, is that where she dies? Oh, God dang it. That's where she dies, isn't it? God dang it. Yep. She's gone. Oh my God, she's gone. Loki is in jail. And it is cold and snowy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting the feels of what I've already always felt with Loki. He probably didn't even explain why he killed them. He probably just did it. So he probably didn't even say that she had gotten poisoned. He probably didn't even tell the other people on the island. He probably didn't even tell them. He probably just killed them and then went to jail because he didn't want to seem like he was soft. Which, if that's true, would really explain Loki's character right now. It would really, like, in present time, it would really explain his character. Which is kind of what I always thought. And Mosa was hinting to that too. Mosa was definitely hinting to that. Like, hey, you're a nice guy. Hey, don't talk about that. Don't say that. Oh, we know. We know, Loki Wokey. You're a nice guy, Loki Wokey. All right. 14 years ago, Sacred Mary Joie. Shanks has gone missing. Yes. And once his current mission was complete, he was on track to be made a full-fledged knight. He's gone missing. Okay. And once his current mission was complete, he was on track to become a full-fledged knight. Okay. Wait, let me read that again. Make sure I'm not tripping. And once his current mission was complete, he was okay. Got it. So he never came back after his mission that he was on. Got it. As his backup, this means you have a golden opportunity. Will you take it? Of course. I want to join the Knights of God. It means that Elbaf will be allowed to join the government. Okay. Congratulations. The Great One trusts you. What a long haul it's been. And now you will be known as the king who changed Elbaf's history forever. Okay. Actually, on the day that Elbaf is entered into the world government, I plan to abdicate the throne. Oh, hold on now, bro. Someone younger and purer deserves to be our new king. Hold on now. Hold on now. That is for Moo to decide. Oh, okay. Why is someone sitting on the empty throne? Come closer. I have been watching thee, Herald. Ooh. Okay. Bunch of screaming. The strength. It's rippling through me. It's almost frightening. Okay. Yeah, Shanks definitely must have cut his arm off for that reason. Because he's literally holding his arm. Was that steam coming off of it? Bro, if Oda for real foreshadowed that to be his reason to lose his arm. Because we've thought about it. Okay. Oda's just different, man. He's just different. He's just different, bro. And now he's immortal. It chills the spine. He is more than a monster. At this point, he's a weapon. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. One arm theory is cooking. Reed, he's still the man now. Hey, he's still the man. I'm still rocking with him. Okay, I'm still rocking with him. Now, at long last, thou art an undying knight in service to Mu. Undying. It still doesn't feel real. Thou wilt create an abyss on Elbaf that will be thy bond to us. Okay. So then that's where the mark came from. Otis tying it up. That's why there was a mark in the castle already. Got it. And when thou hast completed thy final duty after that, let's have a toast. Thy wish will be granted. Elbaf will be welcomed along the world government's member nations. Welcome home, King Harold. Okay. I mean, so far, I'm not tripping off it, to be honest. There we go. Arust Castle. Huh? What did you just say? Oh, great emu? Use thy entire country to form an army of warriors. So Emu really could just talk to any of them. I like that. We're getting a lot of things answered. A lot of things answered. Or maybe I do wonder if she can just talk to you at any point, or if she can talk through the circle. Like, either way, getting things answered. Thou wilt build a giant fleet to rival the Navy, an act for the benefit of the world. That is thy... No, stop! Why is she doing that? Build a giant fleet to rival the Navy. Is she just setting him up? She must just be setting him up. Because surely Emu does not want that to actually happen. I have been doing all of this to help Elbaf escape the cycle of fighting. Of course, I have always intended to allow those who wish to enlist in the Navy to do so, but not like this. Who's His Majesty talking to in there? Hold on. Oof, let me zoom out. Goodness. Thou sadist, history would be atoned for. Thou sadist. Thou wouldst, wow, God. Thou sadist, thou wouldest be a slave. Thou saidest. Got it. Thou saidest, history would be atoned for. Thou saidest, thou wouldest be a slave. Okay. Yes, but only myself. History is not so light that it can be shouldered by thee alone. Do not speak back. Thou canst not disobey Mu. Those who have accepted the Depths Covenant are given immortality and strength, but must obey orders in return. Think what thou wilt. I will have my way. I can't stop. I'm being controlled, and Elbaf with me. There was never any intent to bring us into the circle of the world. Guards to arms. Were you planning to make the warriors of Elbaf your slaves? What is it, Your Majesty? Is someone in here? Bring chains. Tie me to this pillar. Huh? Act quickly. Call Chief Harul and my sons. I'm pretty sure Haruden is out at sea right now. And Lo, or Prince Loki is still in a cell for that thing he did. I cannot resist. What's the matter, Your Majesty? Just release him. Underworld holding cells. You're freed, Loki. Report to Aroost Castle immediately. The king calls for you. Harul's house. Urgently? Just a moment. What could it be? But now, let us return to the story. Oh, okay, we're done. We're finally back. We're finally back to the first flashback. On this day, there was a terrible massacre inside the castle. And the most beloved ruler in the history of Elbaf, wise King Harold, perished. Finally, we are back at the goddamn flashback. Nick says, see what I was saying about Harold and Loki's situation. Loki on his Odin vibes. Yeah. I can. Yeah, man. Ooh, what an interesting chapter. Loki is coming back in a big way. Facts. All right, let me I'm gonna drop this real quick, this link, and then ooh, what an interesting chapter, man. Oh, he said the longest 3 minutes. Yeah, this has been that's a long flashback. Holy crap, we're almost done. We're almost done, bro. Are we looking at like one, maybe two more chapters? I need to see what it's looking like, bro. What's going on, Strawberry? Harold's a sellout. No Harold slander. Zero. Zip. Zilch. Nada. Nothing. None. No Harold slander. Alex, what's up?
Okay.
Nika, what it is.
What's good, guys?
Alex, you're not laying down. Is something wrong?
Yeah, people told me they want me to lay on my couch.
I personally asked him to not lay down today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be on the couch right now. I'm in the chair because he didn't want me on the couch.
Thank you for obliging. Thank you for obliging me, Alex.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
For real.
Oh, man. What a chapter. Very interesting.
Read. At what cost? Read.
Nah, we gonna talk about it for sure. We gonna talk about it.
For real. The real question.
No, we gonna talk about it. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm going first today because I got some stuff I need to spit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I got
go
some
for it.
stuff I need to spit. Cause I'm about to stand up 10 toes for my boy Harold and my boy Loki. I'm not doing none of the nothing, bro. There you go. What's up, Trip?
What it do? What we look real, y'all? Starting with it.
So I'm gonna go around and ask everybody their thoughts. I need to go first because there's too much. This is a Harold chapter, and there's too much that I'm just hearing in the ether about slander for Harold, all this and that. Whoop diddy whoop whoop whoop. Real quick, chapter was. I'll say it was. I like the questions that I got answered. Maybe y'all already knew the answers, but it really confirmed it for me. So I'm going 9 out of 10. I like it. And we're at the end of this flashback for the most part. So that makes me even happier. So I'm giving it a couple extra points because we're almost back to real present time. I'm just ready to get back. But let me talk about my man Harold real quick because Harold really stood 10 toes. Yes. Even if he was a lapdog, you can call him a bootlicker. You can call him a hoe. I don't really care what you call him. You can call him whatever you want to call him. But the thing that he set out to do, at least at this point, seems like it worked. And the biggest thing, or at least the first thing he was trying to do, was to get the perspective of the Giants to be different. That was his initial thing. He wanted the Giants' perspective to be better across the world, and it was. We saw in this chapter The government's actually printing off positive stuff about the Giants now. So we're actually getting to read, okay, there was some fruit that was produced from the seeds that he sowed. Yes, I get it. A lot of people don't like that he said he would be a slave to Emu. And he's unfortunately reaping what he sowed right now for that.
But he accomplished the dream, Reed. He got what he wanted. They not longer being demonized. They're not being demonized.
That was his bigger goal. They're not demonized. And we can see even now, back into present time Elbaf, the roots are still, the flowers are still being produced. Unfortunately, maybe again he went about it the wrong way, but he still achieved his goal. Even though he dies in this next chapter, me personally, W Herald, because you still got it done. And I'm gonna say another thing too. Big upscale for Loki, and upscale, and not in terms of power, upscale in terms of this man really is like that. And the way that he was portrayed when we first met him, it's being shown again, double down right now. He really is a good guy, but he doesn't like being seen in that soft light. So he's just going to take all the brunt of everything and say, you know what? Y'all got it, man. You see me as a bad guy? All right, you got it.
Is it good to attack an entire royal family and like esteemed village in
Man, fuck them niggas, man. Fuck them niggas, man.
One guy,
what are you talking about, bro?
Kill out a whole village? I don't think that's right.
No, I
fuck
answer
them
that.
Niggas.
Thank you.
Fuck them niggas.
I will answer that.
Wrong.
It is absolutely right to attack an entire village, but it's absolutely wrong to poison one person. Like
one person did the poisoning.
No. Here's the thing. This could get. Nope, I'm not gonna go there because I was gonna go somewhere that's.
Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that because you know for a fact that wasn't a. He definitely got backing from the rest of the village. Like, yeah, we're gonna kill that bitch. So it's a they thing. Fuck them niggas.
Talk about it.
Ain't gonna let you do that.
Where I'm at. That's exactly where I'm at.
I ain't letting you
Ida
do
did not deserve.
If one person did it, one person should get punished. You don't.
No,
punish and kill a whole village for one person.
Wipe them all out. You was there.
I'm punishing everybody that was in the room when the conversation came up to kill her, and they said yes. All them niggas got to go.
Fact.
They ain't do nothing.
No. One of y'all crafted. One of y'all
they co-sign. That's all it is.
One of y'all crafted the poison. One of y'all mass produced the poison. One of y'all set the plan up. Y'all all gotta go. Because I'm standing 10 toes behind Ida, and I love seeing not only that Loki is that type of guy.
Whole village. My kids in the village, what they do? What my kids in the village do? They're in their house sleeping right now. Why you burning them down?
Hey, sorry.
If you was really following Pops, you know how Pops was trying to change the world, your kids would be in school at the Wars with Saul them. They would be safe from this rampage. But now y'all on bullshit. So yeah, here we go, nigga. I'm sorry.
Already on it.
My bad.
Appreciate it.
That was good. I like that.
Anyway, so yeah, I like seeing that Loki really is a lover boy. And I mean that in the most genuine way. Like, I want to find out who Mosa is really. I keep seeing L Harold in the chat. I'm going to ignore that because y'all don't really mean that for real. Harold doesn't get L's from me. He gets W. It's world. It's world. Either way, I'll come back to that and finish my thoughts after you go around. World, bro. Either way, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all. You know how it is. Strawberry, you are welcome to go first. Please let us know your thoughts and what you think about the chapter. Go ahead. You got it. Alex will not interrupt you. You are welcome to talk.
Damn, bro, mute it, bro. Damn.
Thank you. Interrupted people all weekend, and it was annoying. Definitely. I'm gonna be honest. This was a 8 out of 10 for me, and I think it's just because we're not at the Herald dying yet, and I really, really want that question answered. Did Loki kill his father? And like we talked about in previous streams, was it because of a Domi Reversi, because Harold is not in Domi Reversi right now, but he is being controlled by Emu. So, I'm curious as to, does he need to get fully Domi Reversi'd? And then it's, kind of similar to what happened with Rocks. Like, there's that voice, maybe it's the voice of all things, but you know what I'm talking about. That voice that only Garp and Roger heard while Rox was talking, but not talking. I wonder if that same thing kind of happens with Harold with Ja Rule and Loki, since Hadruden is out at sea right now. So I'm definitely very interested in that, but still a good chapter nonetheless. But it's just confirming a lot of the things that we've already speculated on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. I like it. All right, Alex, what's your thoughts, man?
All right, long live Queen Estrid, long live the benevolent King Harold. Yeah, I mean they did a great job. I'm kind of glad to see Ida go. I wish Harold had like course corrected now that she was gone, but like I don't know. I guess he too was committed to this. Like he said, she taught him all he knows, so it is what it is now. I still like Harold doing this for his people, but at this point, if Ida gone, what's the point, man? We done with this. You can give up the kingdom for real. The minute Ida was gone, you should have stopped.
Okay. What'd you rate the chapter?
I gave it a 9.
Cool. All right. Was that everything?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah. All right. Fooly, bro. What's up, man?
What's up? I'm coming in clear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Honestly, I have to give this chapter a 7. Only reason why I have to give this chapter 7 is things that I kind of want from it, but I'm hoping I get that in the next chapter before we truly get out of this arc, out of like the past and whatnot. The things that I really am looking for, because like the chapter overall, let me give it the positive things. Like it was a great chapter. I love like getting more into like Harold's like mind state and whatnot. Like seeing, love seeing like the lows of like the Gorosei and like the things that they did and everything like that, and like the lows of the tattoo, and also it. We've all haven't confirmed it and whatnot, but the whole like Bonnie thing and Jenny thing and whatnot. So it looks like the mission that like I don't know, is like just the timeline lined up and whatnot, but it looks like the mission that Shanks was supposed to go on is the mission that like his brother went on to get Jenny. Because like it seems like around the same time frame, like when Shanks disappeared is when they sent his brother Shamrock on a mission instead and whatnot. So I wonder if that's the mission that he got Jenny and whatnot. Curious about that. But the end thing that like one that makes me give it a 7. I want to know more about the Big Mom aspect of this. So we're getting out of the lore. So we're getting out of the past and whatnot, and Harold dying. The fact that we know that Loki did have a proposal to Lola and whatnot, I want to see where that comes in and whatnot. Because especially with like how Big Mom was, Big Mom definitely could have capitalized on like this whole Harold wanted to connect and whatnot. And to like really like I think that would have been another revenue for her to like in a sense or whatnot. She definitely could spawn the block on a better way than Mother Caramel. That's what like how Harold was in a sense. So I'm very intrigued to see like where does that fall in, and like it also makes me think of like reading the chapter. I don't know, just yeah. Give it 7.
It's like 4 years. You're 4 years early. Big Mom and like Loki and what's her name? I keep forgetting. Like
Lola.
Yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, Loki and Lola should be like 4 years after Harold dies.
Yeah, and I'm curious like how that relationship goes, how that like whole interaction goes. I don't think we're not going to get that in this little time, in this little flashback and whatnot. And I'm like, this is a great time to give us that whole like Big Mom showing up to the island after Harold's gone and whatnot. Like, oh hey y'all, and them being like, oh no, fuck you. I would love to see that interaction and whatnot. There's a lot of like things that we could get with her, but she's still kind of up in the air. That's the only thing that I'm like, I'll give it a 7 right now, but I feel like I might get those things in the next chapter. So that's what I'm like on. Yeah,
I think we're gonna get that in a later flashback, Fooly. I don't think we're getting that in this one. I think you're right on that. But I do like that part. Like I do think like later on we'll get that, and I think like Harold dying might have also been like part of Big Mom's plan. Like maybe she think Harold remembers her and maybe hates her from then. But like she was like, so let me wait till he gone. But like now that he gone, let me go to Elbath, see who fucking with me.
I can dig it. All right. See Trip. Your thoughts, man?
You didn't get Foolish rating.
Oh, a
He
7.
did. He said 7.
You didn't.
Yeah,
Get, you didn't. You didn't. Oh, okay.
he started.
Uh, my thoughts on the chapter, or you want my rating first?
Either one, whatever, both of them. I do want both, but you could do whatever one first. It doesn't matter.
I rate the chapter 8. I rate the chapter 8 simply because nothing surprised me. I've kind of been like my thought, like what's being shown to me is kind of what I've been thinking. So it's like not it wasn't that groundbreaking for me. I would say just I guess the information about the tattoo was good, but we already understood that it comes in different stages and shit. And this one most likely gave him like the strength and like the regen that we see the Holy Knights use. So it didn't surprise me at all. Um, but my thoughts on it was I don't really have thoughts on it, just because it wasn't that much of a like we knew this was coming like up to this point. You know what I mean? And I guess this chapter just left me more interested for the next. I would say.
Yeah.
Like when I think of this chapter, all I'm thinking about is like what happens next. I would take the time to note that I now understand why Oda did this flashback the way he did, because if he just picks up from right here, like when they started the explanation, and he just picks up from that scene of them walking into the throne room, we wouldn't understand like why half of what's going on is actually going on. So I do understand that aspect of it now. Um, but yeah, I'm just more so interested on what's going to happen for the next chapter, because it looks like Harold didn't get Domi Reversi, and he probably asked his men to stab him, which is when Loki and them walked in. But because he's probably in the center of the room on the pentagram, the soldiers were able to get Domi Reversi, and Loki ended up in a full-on battle with everybody. But again, that's just thoughts for the next chapter. So as far as this one goes, like I don't really have too much.
Valid. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna come to you next, Zal. Let me hit some of these comments and then I will get there. Let me find out where I was though. Also, if you're in the chat, make sure you hit the like button. I'm about to read y'all's comments now. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Hit the bell for the notifications, but definitely like first and foremost, because it helps the algorithm tremendously. Okay. Where was I at? Valdoni says they all agreed to poison her. Facts. Bonnie Boy Sai says Larold didn't even investigate. L Mans.
Only one person did it.
That's crazy, bro.
And even if Harold investigated, he knows Loki still needed to be locked up. Like Loki being locked up needed to happen.
I'll say so. To be fair, I don't think Loki told anybody that she was poisoned. He might have just assumed she got sick. So putting that on Harold might be just kind of crazy. Like now, if he was told, "Hey, she was poisoned," and then you don't investigate, yeah, but we're seeing Loki didn't say anything.
I think even if she's poisoned and he investigates, what is there to do? Loki's pretty much killed everyone here for the actions of one person, and like all we can do is lock him up because he's attacked the royalty and like the culture of Elbaf, like a royal clan, and like one of the villages that like we should acknowledge. Like that's all we can really do at this point.
Valid. No, I actually don't disagree with you. This is good. This is good, Alex. Okay. Sheila says Harold came back to Elbaf, spent the last moments with Ida, and left Elbaf to later return to draw pentagrams. Never once did he check up on Loki or ask about Loki. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Poor fatherhood. Talk about it.
Yeah. Well, he was busy, He was busy.
He was busy his whole.
Yeah, more important stuff.
Busy since he had Loki.
But
he ain't never stopped and talked to Loki for real.
I would
have to say, I gotta say though, I don't think this is to Harold's fault, because Oda's depiction of Harold right now is, Harold the king, not Harold the father. So I imagine he had many of interactions with Loki and
He
Hydrogen, which is why
never.
he
I'm glad you
summoned
said
them,
that, Trip.
which is why he summoned them to like come, like I'm gonna need them to really come stop me for real, like what X, Y, and Z in the third. But this is a depiction of Harold the King, not Harold the Father. So we
I'm
weren't really
glad you
gonna
said that
get
because as a
to
king
see the
and as a
father of this.
father, you should have your son with you. As
Say
a
that
No,
again,
king,
Mika.
that's
go
definitely
ahead.
part
I'm
of
gonna let him
like
finish.
the that I think that hinders more on the type of father he would be, not more
Yeah,
so on the type
but
of
to me,
king he
still,
is
but to
trying
me,
to be.
still,
You know?
for someone who's trying to do what you're doing with Elbath, and when you're gone, you want someone younger on the throne. Some who are you? We see no one around you. Who's the person that you're bringing and showing them the ropes and showing them your ambitions and training them? Like who's like
He's not saying they gotta
Kishimoto?
do it like him though.
Kishimoto, who's your Aikimoto? You know what I'm saying? Like who? Like this is what I'm saying. Like who's your
No,
Yeah, I get that.
Like Toriyama, Toyotaro, who's your Toriyama? Like that's what I'm trying to get into. Like we don't see him ever
I
taking
imagine
his
he
You
son
know
and
what I'm
definitely
showing him
saying?
the
had
Like
ropes,
someone in
nothing.
mind.
he wants someone younger, more
I think he
rambunctious.
definitely had. Yeah, he just
I
said
think
it in the chapter that he wants to give that to someone. He wants to give the throne to someone more younger. So he already had his train of thought was there. Now, whether he was, somewhat cultivating hydrogen and I said, why? Yeah, hydrogen. I don't know why I call him
Could have
hydrogen.
been
Like
Hadrian. It
he
could have been,
elemental gas.
but it could have been someone from the
But
other region.
but I think there's more so internal conflict involved in that because in hydrogen and Loki's case, Loki is looked at a worse delinquent than Harold was, and hydrogen is still looked at as tainted blood. So that would be its own
should
whole different
should
spiel, I
yeah
believe.
should have
But
just had
I
both his
do
sons on
definitely
it.
agree. I do. He definitely should have been sailing around with both his kids, showing them the ropes and so they understand more and why behind his decision and the route that he's choosing to take. But you know, I
I only
imagine
say that. I only say
I
that
can't
trip
I can't
because
imagine nothing because I'm not a parent, so I don't really know what's going
I only say that trip because you have examples of Gart's a Marine and he dragon ends up becoming a Marine. Cool. He leaves. Cool, but he's at least trying to show these guys these are the look at Garling and look at Shamrock and Shanks when he gets brought into the fray. He's like, yo, as soon as my son get here, I want y'all to know he's top tier. He's telling everybody he's top tier. Don't sleep on my boys. All right, that's what I'm saying. I see nothing like that from. This is why Ida was like, you missing. Ida's telling him like, yo, boo, you might have misinterpreted me a little bit because I hear you. I was trying to tell you your outer looks of the people of Elbath, the way the giants of Elbath rock, it messes up the overall view of all giants, and now everybody think we savages. But when it comes to like what you guys do for the warrior as warriors of Elbath, I dug it. I just wanted y'all to chill with the way y'all treat everybody. But as far as y'all waking up in the morning and going straight to training the squires and all that, that should have never stopped. That should have never stopped. Should have them kids should be in class, and then they should get their PE class should be go pick up the swords and shields and you got to protect something, bro. He gentrified his whole nation, and now he just left it. He out in the wind, bro. Like this is bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's good for all the things, the W's that he was able to claim with the outer look of the Giants. But once again, that naivete that he has, bro. You saw the signs that the world government wasn't like that. Rox told you exactly what happens in this chapter. Rox told him in a panel. Rock said they don't care for you guys. They don't value you. They just want you to be slaves. They want your military might. That's exactly what Rock told him. And granted, if he linked up with Rock, I don't think it ends up any better. But I'm just saying,
No,
he
I think it
told
goes better,
you.
but you gotta meet
He
Rocks before
told
you
you.
meet Ida.
Yeah, he would have ended up dying with rocks on God Valley if he linked up with him. So
I think there's a chance he win, but he gotta meet Rocks before he meet. Like I say, the reason like Rocks say he don't rock with him is because of the love, and it's the love for Ida. Ida wanted him to do it this way. Ida's happy he's changed some parts of that culture. She didn't like all like the Civil War. She was liking how she changed it to a place where like she see kids studying now and doing that instead of the warrior stuff. But she did like some parts of the culture, like you said, the Warriors' Pride. She enjoyed that, but she was happy he changed the culture overall. But to
She
be fair,
was.
she never
She
asked
was.
him to change the
He
culture.
just went too far. She was
Yeah,
happy
but
he
to be
changed it,
fair
but he
though,
just went too far.
because to be fair, she never asked him to change culture. She was happy he did it. She didn't ask that. She said we need to change how the outside world views giants.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
necessarily the culture. But
Yes.
Let me
Exactly.
throw that to Fully real quick, Fully, and then
Only thing I,
Zah, you can go quick.
only thing I was going to say was it really does feel like the one thing that she didn't want him to do really was like to forget their past. The main thing, like a lot of people say, like, to never forget your past and to know how you move forward and whatnot. Because you forget your past, you only keep repeating those same mistakes and whatnot. And I think that's the one, like a little gem that she wanted him to kind of hold on to. Like, you can move forward and better our people and whatnot, but don't forget where our people kind of came from. Like you said, the pride and whatnot, the positive things or whatnot, your culture and whatnot.
Valid. Okay. Zah, you can go ahead and give your thoughts too while you're going for it.
Yeah, you hear me just fine?
Yep, perfect.
All right. I like this chapter. I give this chapter 8.5. Every time I read this chapter, I just read it for the third time with you. I really feel bad for Harold because I'm like, yo, dog, you became an extremist to the point that you stopped listening to everyone. You just like, nah, if I lose it, I'm doing. I'm like, yo, dog, you're doing too much because the point is, like Alex said, he wasn't even listening to Ida. Ida was like, yo, I just wanted you to change certain things. You went and changed the whole thing, and then you ended up becoming a puppet. Which to me, when you become an extremist, you do extreme things. Like you're taking the mark, you do. I'm just like, yo, Harold, bro, you could have slowed down.
Wanted, though. That was
Like it was just like, yo, just change some things. You can still keep your warrior pride and all that type of stuff. Harold is really the downfall of the Giants. Harold, it is crazy when you think about it. He's the downfall of the Giants.
I will say this.
What's up?
My fault. So I was gonna say this. This is to Alex's point. He was making a point like this in this Discord server earlier, and this is something to what you said a while back, Zah. The clarity in the conversation, because this is actually a point you mentioned a while ago. I'm not even sure if you remember it, but the point is, for especially now that we actually have context of Ida saying this, then I now agree back with Zah, something he said on Discord a while ago when it was like Ida should be more clear what she says from the beginning. Like she should have this late context that she's giving is something she could have reiterated to him years ago. Like this clarity is coming late in the game. Granted, it's coming with this type of conversation. I just feel like it came late in the game. Like we could have got this like a few years ago. Like Ida could have said, "Hey, babe, like such and such and such and such." She kind of let him go this far, and then was like, "Hey, you kind of wilding. I'm about to die. I just want you to know you wilding before I die. I just want you to know you wilding." That's kind of how I felt about that.
The thing is, she kind of wanted him to go that far, though. She wanted him to go in terms of the world government go that far to change the opinion of the world's view on giants. She, in terms of Elbath, she's telling him she's happy he changed that culture, so she sees kids studying. There's no more civil wars and all that stuff. But she didn't ask him to change any of the Elbath culture. Him changing Elbath and how everyone on Elbath does things, that was all Harold's choice. That wasn't necessarily Ida.
Yep.
Ida just wanted him to go to the world government really and appease them so that the world government and the world view on giants isn't demonized, not where some barbarians or savages.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull that panel up. I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna have to pull the panel up.
What's your
different?
What's your ratings are?
I give it an 8.5. I give it an 8.5. And then you see him sitting there and he's with Emu and he's like, yeah, I want to be serving. I'm just like, yo, dog, you don't see the cookie in front of you, and everywhere they just keep leading you and leading you. I was like, dog, damn.
Now this is the unfortunate. I'll say this is one of the unfortunate things in Harold's situation because he turned into an extremist, but his country was already in a state of a certain extreme mentality of the warrior and that pride type shit. And I don't know how most people's experience with something like this is, but when dealing with an extreme in itself, when you're trying to change that, you kind of have to just extremely change it. You can't half-ass it. You kind of got to go all the way, with it, or else the change won't last. the change you're trying to ensue won't last. Is more what more I'm trying to say. So like yeah, Harold definitely like he flipped the script by going the complete other way, and like they definitely lost some things in that. And unfortunately, I feel like that's just how that kind of has to work. But it's up to the person that's having these decisions and going through this motion to, after you've made that change to the complete switch, you then pull back and be like, okay, what did we lose? What do I actually want to still continue? What was like, what feels better about this? What doesn't? And obviously, there was no real time to even self reflect on that, you know what I'm saying, for him in his situation. Because ultimately, like even in this predicament, it's not like Elbaf is even still part of the world government. He had to do that one final last task before they became part of the world government. And
Yeah, he was
that
hyped,
one
man.
final last task was his no can do. You know what I mean? So it's just
Let me
unfortunate that it's where he ended up with.
I'm gonna interject real quick. I want to pull this panel up and get y'all's take. Fuji, I know you got to talk. What's up, Fuji? I ain't talked to you yet. Sorry. What's up?
Fuji.
And I got all the comments I need to read too before I can get to you, Fuji, or Nika on your thoughts. But I want to pull this panel up because it's relevant, and I just want to see if maybe I am like not reading this right or not, because I don't think what I'm understanding Ida to have wanted is what you guys are kind of on the same page with. She's saying in here that basically this is why everyone thinks all the giants are as barbaric and brutish as
Mm-hmm.
Elbaf.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, how I at least read this panel, you kind of have to you have to change the Elbaf culture. Like she's saying that the giants are like our perception is like this because of the giants that are on Elbaf. So like changing the culture
No.
broadly is true too, but
Wait,
she's
Alex,
also
wait.
saying
Right.
she's also saying to the king of Elbaf right after he introduced himself, it's because of the giants from your village that the rest of us are painted in a bad light. Is that not what she's saying?
Okay, yes, hold on, wait. And this goes to Tripp's point by saying you can't half-ass it. That's why Harold had to go this far to like even beating giants in front of people just to show them like, yo, I'm really not with none of this. So the culture does need to change from the inside. And I'm gonna be the first to attack this because I was the first saying this. I definitely agree. But this is why I feel like the council of the elders and Harold himself and Ida not giving that, because he's, remember, Harold's doing this all off the love that he feels for Ida. And Ida, if she had this clarity of thinking, this bar should have been dropped a lot earlier. And the reason why I say that is because he's moving the passion she's giving in this panel, as you can see, bawling tears and all that. There's no other thing for Harold to think but to change the culture. So to
Right.
be fair to Harold, that's what has to be done. Now, as a wise king, this is why I think this is a bad thing, because as Foley said earlier, you need to look at the past in order to be able to progress towards your future. He's trying to erase his past. That you cannot do. You must learn from your past. So your past must always still exist. He didn't have that clarity as a person. He wasn't that wise of a king when he met Ida. Ida pretty much started this whole journey of him being enlightened. I just think if you look at the conditions of the council, and it's fair for them to want certain cultures to stay, and it's up to Harold to find that fine line in between as a wise king. And we've seen wise kings in the past in this series, not all in the same light as a Harold right now, but they've had hard decisions to make, and they all made the decision for the people as they should. Harold thinks he's making this decision for the people, but what the misunderstanding here is that he's stripping his people of the power to protect themselves. And that is more so my overarching issue with this whole clusterfuck of just Harold and what he's doing. I think Harold he's doing things that he thinks are right, but they're not necessarily wise in my eyes, because at what point do you realize that even Saul said it. Saul is like, yo, Saul is sitting there and Saul's like, yo, are you sure? Like you just want everybody to learn? Like you don't want nobody to know how to throw a sword? No, you don't think that's important? Like, and he's like, nah, like that's done. That time is up. Like, okay, but you're exporting, you're doing all this trade. You're thinking you're gonna get the hard line here is that he thinks he's gonna get welcomed into the world government, and he doesn't, because if he gets welcomed into the world government, he thinks that he's not gonna. I just don't see how he didn't see what Rox was saying. Like you're the mightiest nation in the world. They never tried to sit at the table with you before. None of the kings that you had in the past ever tried to sit at the table with them, which means that you guys were stable enough on your own. But now that you're in this predicament where you rocking with people and stuff like that, you don't see how you're an asset to people. He didn't value himself. Like, what am I bringing? You got to look. What am I bringing to the table besides trading? Let me look. Big weapons, big muscle. Yeah, they're gonna find some use for that. I'm sure of it. You didn't look and think that one time to yourself. That to me is that's just what harmed. As far as being wise, I don't think he was being wise. He was being otherwise. He wasn't being wise at all. He just wasn't thinking. And I personally don't see how. It's just bad. Redemption for him comes through his sons. No way.
Okay.
And to be fair, I do want to give some grace to him and Ida, because in that panel you had shown, he had just met Ida for the first time, and she had just witnessed something very just bullshitish from him. You know what I'm saying? So that sentiment that she gave was purely off of not even knowing anything about Elbaf other than the profession.
Exactly. He didn't
This
take it with a
this
grain of
extra sentiment that she's given, this extra sentiment that she's giving here in this chapter, I believe only came after witnessing Elbaf in its full form. You know, so
yeah.
but yeah, that's all I wanted to add to it.
All right. Yeah, so I disagree with that. I disagree with also like that interpretation. Like Ida in that chapter seems to like fully buy into the propaganda that the Elbaf giants are brutes and barbarians, but we know like in that same chapter that that's not how Elbaf giants are. They actually are very wise, cultured people. They know many things. They're genius shipwrights, genius navigators. They have a good history. Like they aren't like subhuman. They aren't like these savage people, right? They are like normal people. Like she sees that later on and like realizes that. But like in Harold's mind, like Harold just sees it like, oh, if this is how you guys are being demonized and it's hurting you for this demonization, I love you so much. I don't want any of us to be demonized. So I'm gonna go and take that up on us. I don't think that necessarily means changing Elbaf, because like as we see, Elbaf has many different villages. They're all culture and everything, but he decides to unite them, build the roads and everything, and do this to like change the entire Elbaf. Technically, she didn't ask for that. She just wanted to change how they like all the giants are viewed. Like, because in her mind, but in her mind, how the Elbaf giants are viewed and how all giants are viewed is correct in terms of the Elbaf giants, not in terms of all giants. So she don't think it applies to her, but like she thinks it applies to the giants or like the members of this race from this country, Elbaf. She thinks this demonization is accurate for her when she meets like Harold.
Can I give you pushback?
Go ahead.
We're not going to spend too long on this because I got other comments to read. The whole point of this that I'm saying is that Ida came, she brought that up for the reason of saying this is Elbaf's fault. The whole conversation right now is she's saying that Elbaf needs to change their culture. So what you're saying is valid from a Harold perspective. He knows that's not true. But if Ida doesn't know that's true, then that validates what I'm saying. She's telling him what is that you need to change the culture of Elbaf. Because from her perspective, Elbaf is the problem. He knows that it's not, but he still went along with it. So her coming back and saying,
no, he agrees that it is. He agrees that it is.
Fair. That's fair.
If you look at it, she's meeting it. She's meeting it firsthand. He walks in, he barges up, smacks this around, does that. She like, hold up, yo, like I got business with these guys. They're not just slaving me.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So he after this moment, he then is on some enlightened stuff where I gotta go and change everybody's views. So that adds to your point, Reed. That adds to you.
Right. That's what I was trying to see. Okay, we got that.
I was agreeing with y'all point. I just feel like for him, this shows me that the culture of Elbaf is why it did need it to be changed. And yes, I felt like she had to see it all those years through. But how many years in all has Ida spent in Elbaf?
Well, I will say, like, even in this chapter, she does like when her talk to Harold, she says specifically she's glad some things on the culture of Elbaf were changed. And like she's glad that like the kids are studying, she's glad there's no more civil wars or like villages stealing from other villages and stuff like that. That's all making her happy. but like she did still want them to keep certain parts. So.
All right, we can keep it going. All right, these next comments we can respond, but we gotta keep pushing through because we have other stuff we gotta do. All right, where is that at? Emu has the best aura. Zebek was like, "I will return to take you down," and Emu told him to shut it and go kill your family. Dang.
Yo, the Willa Davy is strong. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. The Willa D is strong.
Sky Daddy Zozo says, "Why do people be scared to call out Oda terrible writing at times and all these retcons? Yes, revealings can be retcons. You got to be more specific, bro.
Yeah, you gotta add context when you say stuff like that.
I think he's just saying he don't like the series.
Yeah, cause
I don't know if he does because every week he's slandering.
Yeah, he comes every week and says like a hate Oda thing.
Yeah,
Stop reading it. Captain Nika telling you here and now. Just stop reading it if you're just looking for holes.
Yeah,
or if you just want to point out holes because you haven't I haven't seen you point out one good thing in the comment in the like me personally. I just haven't seen you like, yo, this is dope. I've never seen you just glaze one thing like some graphic art, some shit, bro. Like I don't know.
Move
on.
Next
What you trying to do here?
Give
This
us
is a
one
One Piece podcast. We're here
Don't
to
even
talk
give him that much
about
time.
One
Let's
Piece.
move on next comment.
Nope.
All right. The Elbath wrap up will likely cover the missing pieces, hopefully, anyway.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
Everything will get answered. Johnny Blaze in the building. What's going on, Johnny Blaze?
Blaze.
Yo.
Even acting.
Yo, yeah. Daniel Barba, which I've never seen him comment, so he must be new. What's up? I think we get that stuff in the next arc. I'm thinking either Loki joins the Straw Hats or journeys on his own to check on Mosa, and through that we get the Lola history and how he met Shiro.
Possibly, yeah.
At least people understand where I'm coming from. Things like that.
Yeah, I do think some type of heartbreak. I don't know how involved he was with the Lola thing because that thing. I don't know, but I feel like that does lead to the Shirahoshi. If it is Shirahoshi, if Mosa is for sure Shirahoshi, that leads to that. You know what I mean?
I'm like,
Yep.
put money on it.
Let's see. ABK Harold is the worst type of leader / king can have. He did his people terrible. Ooh, I disagree.
I disagree with that. I don't like
it.
Harold, but I disagree with that.
I disagree so much. Let's see.
I say I agree if Emu is the op. If Emu is not the opposition, he's doing all the right things. But if Emu is the op, man, it's horrible. Yeah, he is not good. But I do think there's payoffs to what he does in the future. So I won't say terrible, but he does take an L, man. This is an L. This is one of those you facing an L right there. Like,
It's a sad L too.
smoke that L by yourself.
Yeah.
That's an L.
It would be the want it, man.
That's a
For real.
L.
Yeah.
Zebek told him no, and he still went. He ain't a kid. He figured it out on his own.
He fucked around and found out.
Yo, check this out. It's crazy because one thing Oda will always do is introduce a character before we meet him and give us all this grandiose clout about him. And one of the things they kept saying about Harold is Elbaf's wisest king, Elbaf's best king, X, Y, Z, and the third. And I was seeing the decisions that he made and what it led to. And it's like, and we now have a lot of questions about him being the wisest. You know what I'm saying? So it's somewhat fitting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might have to start paying attention next time Oda does introduce somebody as the invulnerable. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Kaido bleed. So, but
Be
yeah.
like that. It be like that. What titles are what Crocodile said about titles? Grandeur.
Titles are something of grandeur.
Yeah.
They're fake. Which, world's strongest sword, whatever. You know where I'm going with that. Fake. Either way.
Shout out to Shamrock. That's all to say.
Nika blaming the woman for a dumb man. Sexist.
Nah, man, I'm not. I ain't blame. Ida. I
I
blame
didn't blame
Harold.
him.
I said Ida could have at least dropped that bomb a little earlier for my boys. You know what I mean?
Word.
But
He's just
besides that,
joking.
that's on him. I said that L is on Harold. You feel me? Don't
He's
try
just
me with
joking.
that. No, sir.
I was fault though.
Accountability is real. Harold got to take that accountability. But
Mm-hmm.
Ida ain't really helped. You know what I mean? Man, she helped, but she ain't the part where it was like a little, just a little. You know, you could have added that. Could have added that like a year, 2 years ago to change this outcome. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. They say behind every great man is a great woman and whatnot. I
Yeah.
hear that like she could sprinkle a little bit more influence.
Okay,
Great
I can
woman.
dig it.
That's great.
She could,
Let's see.
Ida could have sprinkled a little more influence, but I doubt Harold like was actually forthcoming with the true dealings he was having with the world government to even get involved with them. I doubt he was fully disclosing to her like, "Hey, I'm about to get branded," you know what I mean, and be their little lapdog. But I just trying to get our people in there. She'd have told him not to. But I doubt he had that conversation with her. He had it with I believe he was having it with Ja. But again, he probably should have had those conversations with Ida as well.
Yeah.
Facts.
It all comes out of communication, which is
I'm
kind
pretty
of
sure
crazy
they
in
told him he can't
a
talk
lot of
about it
relationships.
with anybody.
Agreed.
They gave him the mark. They told him he can't talk about it.
I would love
Right.
that to be a part of it. I'm not gonna lie, like a
Damn.
silent factor of it. It would be very interesting if that is a part of it. I would love that actually.
We shall see. Let's
You're
see.
right, though. He can't really talk about it so much.
Shmando said, I think he respects Elbaf too, but he's blinded by his goals. Facts.
Blinded by what?
3D04 in the chat. Harold respects the world government over Elbaf. I don't
Oh,
disagree.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with. I don't
I wouldn't
agree
say
with
that.
that.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I
I highly
disagree
disagree.
greatly.
He's doing this for LBAF at the end of the
You
day.
wouldn't you wouldn't subjugate yourself to the world government for LBAF if it wasn't like if you just didn't care immensely for LBAF at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He
Let's see.
his view of what protecting of what LBAF needs for the future is slightly obscured. That's what I would say. And that little slight is where it counted most. That's
Yeah.
what
Ooh, hold on. I gotta mute them chips, bro. Ooh, them chips is crinkling.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alex gotta mute. Yeah,
Yeah.
mute.
You go eat your chips, man. He's gonna be on mute though. Woo. All right. Fuji, we are ready for your thoughts, your rating, everything, man. Let's get it.
Yo, honestly, I agree with pretty much everything you guys said. My take on Harold is that he's acting like a child. Let's just say that he's acting like a child. Like, have you guys have worked with kids? Or you guys have kids where, let's just say you caught the kid like doing something wrong, you put him or her on timeout, and then next thing you know, he or she comes back, be like, "Hey, look, Mister or Mrs. Like, hey, I wrote an apology right here, and look at me. You know, like I'm trying to do the 180 opposite of what I just did." As a constant chance to redeem himself or herself, but then the kid does it too much, and it just it just goes blindsided. Let's just say that like she goes blindsided. So it's kind of like hero situation. He was like,
At
man,
times,
like
yeah.
yeah, I don't want the Giants to be known as barbaric anymore. I had to do the opposite of that, which is understandable, by doing the opposite of that, by trying to help people. But then he's going too far by trying to affiliate himself and his nation with the world government. And at the same time, and I think this right here is like the main downfall of him as a king, is that he just forgets where he comes from. I'm like, okay, like the Giants are barbaric, but the thing is that you're making big changes instead of like taking things slow and trying to make one small change at a time, right? But no, you're over here like you're trying to go full shebang, and I'm just like, now you see why Rock is trying to warn you. Rock even tried to fight you. Like if Rock even tried to put his life on the line to try to tell you the truth that hey, these guys are not who they think, who you think they are. Okay. So yeah, that's just my take on it. you know, I feel sad. But then at the same time, like he could have slowed down a little bit, right? He could have slowed down a little bit. He could have been like, okay, look, you know, the whole world, you know, has been recognizing us as barbaric giants who only go out there to harm others, right? But how about this? We should not forget our, you know, pride as the giant warriors. We should continue, you know, like having our strength, you know, with muscles, big guns, weapons, whatever. But we're gonna have to readjust the way we approach things in that aspect, right? And so that's why, like he as the king and with the whole nation should have started making small changes one at a time first before even thinking about making big changes such as trying to join the world government, if that makes sense. You know?
I disagree. I think if you're being demonized by the world government in the public view of being barbaric or like a brutish race, something that is savage or subhuman, the only way you can get that changed would be to overthrow the ones that are in charge of the public opinion, or to appease them, which Harold chose to do because that was the way Ida wanted, to not be seen as the demonized, like savage or like barbaric like people. Like they're not like barbaric doesn't just mean like you're violent or like you're attacking people. It means like you're doing it like in a way that's like without thought. Like a boxer or a martial artist is not barbaric if they get in a street fight. Yeah, I mean that to be barbaric means you're doing it without the thought or of a rational human. It is you're doing it in an inhumane way. It's something that is subhuman. Like, and that's the way the world government was going to demonize them, no matter what, until they were either overthrown or appeased, which we know which option was chosen.
Okay. I don't even like this is good, Alex. Where has this been? Like what do we do to deserve all the good talk now?
You gotta tell him
Like,
sit up.
Hey,
That's what
because
it
you
was.
talking about how good King Harold is, and y'all talking about
Blood
great
is
Queen
down.
Esther. Same stuff.
Yeah,
And
tell
the
him
same
sit
stuff
up.
Queen Esther, man. Queen Esther is just as great. She's
Blood is actually flowing.
See how that-
I just say, Alex, you're like a kid that teaches you like sit up. You're the great when you sit up. You are that kid. You really are.
But wait, real quick, Fuji, rate the chapter before we get.
Yeah, because I got some shit to say. Please let him do that.
I say he's a 8 or 8.5, 8 or 8.5 out of 10.
Yes, sir.
All right, Trip.
Let me make sure I don't smoke too much of this and I still gather my thoughts of what I was actually going to say regarding Harold. Oh yeah, I got it. I caught it. I didn't caught it. We understand. We understand, but I guess Elbath would have never understood, nor the king, but they would have always gotten blindsided. Because as far as we know, like the giants are part of a whole prophecy. Even with what the elders are saying right now in Egghead, like, well, this is an alliance we can't allow like to take place in it, like right now type shit. You know what I mean? So no matter what, they were like Harold could have like gone the slower route. You know what I'm saying? Like we could have been till this day still trying to reform Elbath. The moment that Emu would have gotten the chance to blindside them and like take control, he would have. I think it's even more fitting that it happened in Harold's case and the way it's going down right now, because as it is, they're not part of the world government. So, the world government doesn't just have full on access to Elbath as a whole right now to this day. And I imagine that's part of the blunder that uh what's his name was talking about, when he first got to Elbath, talking about do you want to visit Harold's grave and blah blah blah. If not for the Harold's blunder, we would have already been subjugated, you guys, whatever the case is. So I don't
You're
think
talking about
there was ever like
Holy
they were
Knights.
never Saint Sovereign. They were never going to be brought into the world government fold in the manner in which Harold wanted, and he just didn't know that. So whatever better route we could have decided
That's
for
why
him
I
to
say
take, he would have been fucked regardless. He'd have been fucked regardless because
Yeah, that's what I said. If Emu
Yeah, but
would
that's why I say it's
yeah.
different if he meets Rocks first, though. Because if he meets Rocks first, he probably goes the route of just trying to overthrow the world government the way Rocks wants to. But because he meets Ida and falls in love with her, he goes and does it her route.
Yeah, it's just that Harold did not at least try to test the water of Rock's idea, So it's like You know,
Yeah,
I mean, if he would test the water a little bit, he probably would have known, you know, that hey, Ron.
To
You
be
know,
fair,
Roxy
he
Swag.
does test the water a little bit before he meets Rocks, because like when he sees the world government, although he's trying to join them, he thinks like some of the stuff they're doing is bad. But once they start demonizing him again for it in the paper, he like more invests heavily into Ida's route of like appeasing them to not be demonized.
And not only that, there's no way to go Rox's route without living in the mentality that you're trying to quote unquote erase. Like he can't even play around with the route Rox is going if he's sugarcoating that mentality of like I'm
Yeah,
still trying to hold back the force of my blade. Like he can't even be on that crew. You know what I'm saying? With the mentality of trying to be subtle about being a giant or how they look at me. I hope they don't view me as you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he can't
there
like
was
his
absolutely no way that would
goes against
have
Ida's. Yeah,
Okay. Cool. All right, let me keep it pushing. What's up, Red Face and Blue? Who just jumped into the stream. I'm gonna get y'all's thoughts real quick. Nika, I'm coming to you. I'm hitting some comments, and then I have something I want to bring up because I'm curious what you guys think about it. Red Face, thoughts, bro? Rate the chapter. What you think?
I rate the chapter 8.5. Again, as I said for the last chapter, it's just the whole situation is just very sad. But I mean, Rox tried to tell him. He did try and tell him that you know, joining up was gonna have some implied repercussions. And Harold failed in every aspect. He failed the world government. He failed his people. So it's just I don't think there's any excuse for it. There's no excuse for him.
how did he fail his people? What did he do to them?
Well, what's going on right now? He's literally Trojan horsed himself. He Trojan horsed himself, bro. Elbath is an
And when he realized they were going to do that,
fortress.
he asked his sons
Elbath
and like
is an
Yarl to kill him.
impenetrable fortress.
He died, and Elbath is fine. He saved Elbath.
Hold on, Alex. That's a good question and a good conversation. Just let him finish though. Then ask. You keep going.
Yeah,
Elbath
nigga.
were never in any
Nigga
danger.
business, man. So
Elbath were never in any danger before that magic circle was drawn. They weren't. No one was able to get in. No one else was able to get in the first place. Why do you
Talk
think
about it.
Amy asked him to draw the magic circle?
Talk about it.
no, that's incorrect.
It's a
People
well-known
could get in.
fact.
People could get in. This wasn't
Only
Wano.
by
People could come.
Mother Caramel's an example of that.
but to
Yeah, but
invade
no
the
one
way Amy is
had
invading.
exactly. No one had direct access to do what's being pulled off right now. Come on, man. Y'all being around
Well,
the bush.
fuck. No, my bad.
Come on,
We playing semantics. Yeah,
Harold
you right. You playing
flopped.
semantics.
Yeah,
We
I'm
just
playing
wanted people to be
semantics.
literal.
That's
Right.
that's
I
my
just
Right.
I just wanted them to be
There's no
literal. I just
way.
wanted them to be literal about it. We got to be literal about it. We can't because
bro.
just
Nah,
He left.
you have to
He
put the
left
shield
the
down for
Holy
Harold.
Land
You
and
have to put the
said,
shield down.
"Fat bro, Redface. I don't mean to cut you off, bro. Left the Holy Land. Yo, I bet he probably called them on the Den mission and say, yo, start drawing out a star. When I get there, I'm gonna help y'all like finish it up with the design or whatever. He had them already. He was hyped. He said, yo, I just gotta do one more thing and I'm with and I'm in. Say that.
Bro.
The rest of the stuff they was talking, he wasn't even hearing it. He like, yeah, let me get back to Elbab. I just gotta draw this
Exactly.
star, bro. That's how he's hitting this. That's the
Nah.
problem for me. And he didn't prepare Hadrudin as his heir or Loki as his heir for any of them to know if something go wrong. Like you shouldn't have to go calling your son and first of all, one of your sons should already be around the royal capital period if you're gone anytime.
Exactly.
Like yeah, you like no credit. I'm not even trying to give Garland credit like that, but just look at him. Garland is like captain of the Holy Knights, and his son is right there, squired up, ready. Like ready, like he's ready, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at Roger and Shanks. Roger ain't dropped Shanks off. Roger has Shanks right there to know what this is about. That's why Shanks can make the decisions he's making now, because he had a way paid for him. Harold, Hadrudin, and Loki, they're sitting here wondering, and they have to put stuff together between them. The way fate works in One Piece, I'm cool with that. I love how that's gonna play out. That's understandable. They're gonna come together, unity, and that's what's gonna be Harold's redemption. But if he would have just did this the right way, and like they're unprepared because of him dying. His nation is at civil war on a belief of a god, because one people believe is this way, one people believe is that way. One people want to be smart, some people want to just go to war still. It's divided still. You left your country
There
in
you
an
go.
uproar. You did the worst thing ever.
There
You
you
left.
go.
Every time I've watched a show and they had this type of structure with a kingdom, the goal is to never leave your kingdom looking like this. To never leave your kingdom like this, and that's exactly what
There
he
you
did.
go.
And they pulled up
Yeah,
right. They pulled up in the throne.
Harold should have
Shamrock pulled up
Hold
in the
on, time
throne room.
out,
Kingdom
Shout
time
out
out,
to
already,
Shamrock.
time
the
out,
kingdom
time
already
out,
having civil
time
wars
out,
before.
Harold should have
time out,
delegated. That's the thing. Like
time out,
he should have
He
delegated.
united
Like,
the
hey,
kingdom.
time out,
Loki, you in
dog.
charge of this. Haru, you in
Harold
charge of
United.
said,
that. You know.
everyone on Elbaf right now is demons.
Now,
And you lot are trying to tell me, oh, you kept his
Got no
family safe.
warriors.
You kept his
He
people
failed
safe.
already.
Put the shield down. Put the shield down, bro. And look at what's going on in front of you. No way. No way did Harold do a good thing by the end of it. Waste of time.
Because of Luffy being there, things are about to get put together. That's fate.
so again,
Bottom
What a
line.
Yeah, he's
great man.
lucky. Luffy,
again, I
Luffy's
don't
lucky
want
he's in
this
position.
to. I think, as a whole, we can't, we cannot. I don't. I know for a fact we cannot just look at all of this as going down and say it was all for nothing. Elbaf
I
got
agree.
some good out of a lot of Harold's
I
decisions.
can agree on
They
that.
was on the brink of. They was on
I
the
can
brink of like they was running out of resources, about to go into like extinction mode at one point. If it's not for Harold's free connections to the rest
Yeah,
of the
he
world,
done a good thing.
just because he was out there. Now hold on. Like I think again, there's a whole school now with the kids. Again, you're gonna have not just warriors coming out of Elbaf. You'll have doctors, archaeologists, fucking you name it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
He
I don't
did
think
that
you can
without
just
the world
say
government.
this was all for naught. It was all, but he did it without the world government. But he did that in pursuit of being with the world government.
I
And
I
right
don't.
now it's
Again, I don't
just
think you can just sit here and say it was all for naught.
So it's
Now it
basically
definitely ended in tragedy. It ended in tragedy for him. It ended in tragedy for him, and the biggest blemish is that pentagram that's sitting in the castle. But
All right,
like
real
again,
quick. Let
I don't think you can just say it's all for naught.
you know what?
red
If
fa-
marks are getting put on your arm
yeah.
and you're not questioning it, then
red face. Finish everything you want to say before we get too
yeah.
far. Nah, I
Okay.
know you're trying to say something.
If you're joining a group and all of a sudden you're getting hot iron burnt into your skin, right? And you're not gonna question what's going on here. You're not gonna question, is this the right fit for me? Should I
I
be
see
with
you
these
never been
people?
part of a. You never been part of a brotherhood. You never had to tap the gang on you. I understand.
I'm referring to the world government right here. You are clearly,
Yeah, I'm about to say that's different, Trip. Yeah, that
yeah,
context is
that's
different. A
that's
brotherhood is not
completely
the
different.
world government. Those
For
requirements,
Harold, it's
that's
the
I
same.
said,
It's
You
being
gotta
part
put
of
that shield down for
a
Harold.
group
You gotta put
and
that
being
shield down.
accepted by
them
part of
niggas just told you. Them niggas just told you only a 13 chosen get this. If they done offered it to you, my nigga. Hold
that's
on,
one
my
of them
nigga.
that's one of them old school frat
Like
houses that we're talking about.
it means
I
for
could
him. It
jump
means
that far in
acceptance.
line. No, hold on. My fault, Reed. My fault, Reed. You wasn't even trying to turn this into that. My bad, Reed. My fault.
There will be plenty of time for that, maybe, but we have to get through the thoughts first. But it's not even
Yeah,
just
my
you're
last
good. It's
thought,
not even you.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
fault.
go for it.
is Ida gave Harold the right push. He just went completely left. She did a good thing. That's it.
All right,
That's what I
Blue,
said.
we're ready, bro.
I'll give it a 9.2 if I'm being generous. But to keep it short, I would say that trade was inevitable for Elbaf, they had to trade with people. We see, I agree with what Trip was just talking about. They were about to be extinct from, the drought they were having, and they were blaming curses and magic and all this crazy stuff that had no real scientific basis behind it. And they're all about to die. Like, if it wasn't for the trade that Harold and Ida were doing, right, they wouldn't have survived. 50 years ago, they were all of them would have been dead. But I would say though, because the majority of the nations in the world of One Piece are allied with the world government, you have no other option. If you want to trade with these people, you have no other option but to deal with the world government. And I think it was Red. Is it Red King?
Red face.
Red Face. I think he was saying something about Albaf wasn't in any danger. They were saved. No one was going to get to that place anyway. But I disagree with that. During God Valley, if you remember, when Rox was fighting Emu, he talked about how he was going to invade Albaf and take over, and and that pissed off Rox to a point where he was taking control over, because it made him hesitate, right? But it shows you the idea of conquering Elbaf was already in Imu's mind. You didn't know when he was going to enact this plan, but the plan was already in motion. Like, they were always going to get conquered. Like, Harold made it easy for them by offering himself as a slave and all that stuff, but
Yeah, that's
it
the
was
problem.
going to happen regardless.
But how?
Yeah, but that's to Red Face's point though. It only became an opportunity because Harold was the king. That's what Emu was getting at. That's the whole problem here. That's what Red Face is saying.
Yeah. He basically implied he was gonna manipulate Harold to make it easier for himself in that same chapter.
This is what I was saying earlier. The whole time Elbaf has been running, the world government has never tried to surmount them because they were too much to deal with. They had this time when they're weak because they want to be enlightened. And this is to Zah's point for what Zah was saying the first 300 streams when Elbaf first started. This enlightenment shit is gonna be their downfall. And it has become their downfall now. What me and Redface are now saying is, and to Zah's point from back then, Luffy is here. So luck is gonna play out. They're gonna get the G5 Luffy plot arm attacks. That's just how fate work in One Piece. If this was, it's not just we trying to say if this was something without Luffy, but that's why I said if this was any other op, Harold would have been okay. But because it's Emu, this is the wrong game. This is the ultimate L. Because this is what, even though you were righteous, Emu wanted you to be this righteous. This is what Emu was counting on. This is what made Elbaf weak. Because no other king was this righteous because they didn't give a fuck. They thought they were the shit and that was working for them. And it was. It had a moment when it wasn't working for him, and that's when Elbaf was going through its more so change. Granted, the king wasn't there anyways, and we don't know how that would have affected everything, but the king wasn't there anyways, and he was able to come back and bring back something to help Elbaf. And it, like Trip said, it was in pursuit of him trying to be with the world government and all that, but he was able to see what he was able to do without the world government still. You get what I'm saying to you? It was just an example of what you were able to do. Like I said, I think it had to play out the way it played out. I don't know if this goes out and plays any other way, but it's still the ultimate L. There's no, the redemption comes through his sons or it doesn't come at all. So,
You know what's
Blue.
a weird and tricky thing? Oh, my bad.
Nope. You got it. You can go ahead. You can go ahead.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the unfortunate thing and tricky thing about like a lot of what y'all said is, um, he just didn't understand that the world is at the heels of quote unquote an evil god. Because when you're trying to enlighten yourself, you gotta make yourself vulnerable. I don't even want to get spiritual and religious about it, but like there's a deep level of vulnerability that comes with seeking enlightenment. You know what I mean? So he just opened himself up to be vulnerable to a very, very evil power that be. You know what I mean? And arguably, um, we know, all this shit is time frame, like destiny and fucking, prophecy. It got to happen at the perfect time. If Harold don't die in the manner in which he does die here, we probably never get, a Loki that
And
can join our side for the final battle. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And the Hydrudan that's underneath the straw hats. Like we probably never get an allegiance with the Giants. It's just in a sense. Luffy probably never get his devil fruit. You know what I mean? Because as far as I'm concerned, it never gets stolen from Elba. But topic for another time.
nah, they both about to get a crazy emotional upscale on hockey. So they
Uh,
both be going like Conquer's coding and all types of other shit.
Za, you got it, bro. You're muted.
Yeah, I was gonna say to Nika's point, the biggest problem I have with Harold now that I go back and really digest it, he has no counsel. He has no king's counsel. He was making every decision on his own, and that's what got him lost. Uh, Strawberry, no, you're gonna agree with this. It's like Ida was like, "Hey, I think you should shave that mustache." He goes and shaves his whole hair. It's like, bro, no one said any of that. I just said shave the mustache, and he went and shaved it. That's why I said the extremist. It's like, bro, cool out. You're doing too much. And then you're not talking to Loki. You're not talking to Harry. You're talking to no one. You're just like, it's on me. I'm taking, and that's what you made. That's why he's made these mistakes. He's not listening to anyone. Because if he had a counsel, they'd be like, hey, they said something. Did you listen to them? Nah. We doing this for the Giants. Cool out. You're not listening right now. You're emotional. We get it. That's all.
I can dig it. Blue, did you finish everything? Oh wait, sorry. Fully, then Blue.
I just want to add to what Zah's statement is just really showing that this flashback is really giving me that if this flashback is really hammering communication. It really is because like if Rocks would have told more to like Harold in a sense, maybe Harold would have showed up about the whole God thing and whatnot. Like vice versa about communication, showing that it's showing that we might need to communicate more and like in the future because we're seeing that like the lack of communication is making people act a certain way and whatnot. Especially in this like flashback and whatnot. I'm just kind of picking that up. Cause like a lot of things that like we're saying like, oh, if this person was said this person was said that, this person would did this is like it's communication. It's really hammering communication here on some like that's it. Yeah.
I was
Transparency.
gonna say that Harold did have a council. Like we see like the ancient, like I guess like the council of nobles, like the royal council or whatever, like those four shadow figures on Elbath. He had a council only for when it came to measures like he had to take on Elbath, things he had to do on Elbath. His ties to the world government, no council.
Okay.
Even that council, even his council in Elbaf, as you put it, he should have begun to change them out the moment he decided to change certain things about Elbaf. You got to change the council too as well. Um, Blasted. What was I actually trying to say? God, this week good. Fucking hell. Uh, Shit, it lost me. When I say it again, when I catch it again, I'm gonna just blurt it out. So just forgive me
You're
when I
good.
do.
Yeah, you can't
While
change.
you're thinking about that, Blue, it's your turn, bro. Finish your
Yeah,
thoughts, man.
I
Please.
was done with what I was saying. I would just like to add that you guys are making great points. The council thing, Zah, you just mentioned, that's a great point. Didn't even click that when I was reading the chapter. So keep up the theories going. I like it.
To be fair, Blue, he also
So
came.
I caught it. I just caught it. Uh, Regarding the communication thing, and yes, it's been a. You can take from what we know right now. You could definitely question his relationship with Hydrogen and Loki, but the fact that we got the panel of them as kids and him trying to like telling them when I need y'all to work together, well, but when I'm gone, blah blah blah. I know that's not the only time he had a moment with his kids. So I'm saying all that to say, I strongly believe that post Elbaf chapters, we're gonna get a flashback from Loki or a flashback from Hydrogen, where Harold is sitting with them in front of the mural, talking about the mural with them. Because to me that feels like that mural is something every parent takes their kid to go see. Just to tell them like a story or whatever the case. So I imagine like Loki or Hydrogen is gonna tell us some interesting details about said mural that they got from their father because he used to bring them there to tell them stories and shit like that.
That's very possible, or that could be just like the whole Zorro and Ryuma grave thing. You know,
Or Zoro in the whole. I have a question for Egghead. For like,
That was hard. That was
you
hard.
know what I'm saying?
That was hard.
But
That
I
was
feel
hard.
you.
That was hard.
I'm just saying, it's older, bro. Yeah. I mean, it can hit, but it's gonna hit like I'm gonna tell you 2 years later, yo. Facts.
I'm still
You
waiting.
feel me,
I'm still
bro?
waiting, bro. Like, bro,
You
I'm still
feel
waiting right
me?
now.
You feel me? And he go, I'm
I
like,
give a long
damn,
time
bro,
ago.
he gotta stop that shit. Nah, he gotta stop that shit. He gotta stop that shit. He
He
got to
do.
stop that shit.
Like, he been making you hold on to a question for like 2-3 years. And then be
Yeah,
like,
it's
oh
older,
no.
bro. You talking? Listen, you talking to the one? I know. Facts.
So the
That's
anticipation.
crazy. Okay. All right, real quick. If you're in the chat, make sure you hit the like button. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the stuff. But please make sure you hit the like button to help this stream go to new people. I'd appreciate it. Nika, I'm about to ask you your thoughts. I'm about to. I'm gonna read a couple more comments and then we're going to you. And then I have a question for everybody. I need to see how much I need to scroll up. Let's see. He's a giant warrior. If he wants to trade with any other nations, who's really going to be able to stop him? Why beg the world government for permission when he could just be kinder on his own?
That wouldn't work because the problem is that
The
not
world
every
government was still demonizing.
yeah they're demonizing people aren't
Yeah, because
accepting
again,
people aren't accepting of
it's
him
not even
as
just
a hero.
him. Yeah, and it's not even just him. It's the perception of giants as a whole. You know what I mean? It's not just him. Like that kind of he'd be on tour for life, trying to complete that mission. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like it's not
giants.
just him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not a monolith. They a whole race. You don't speak for all of them.
All right. Gunko said whoever the Giants side with during the war will have the advantage, meaning they should have the power to make change without the world government, even with the negative promo.
That's not how negative promo works, but okay.
Nah, you gotta change.
Luffy
You have
is
to
there,
change.
so
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I was kind of saying. Like, if he went with like the Rock's idea and like goes with Rocks to try to overthrow the world government, but again, there's only really the two paths to like stop that demonization, and clearly Ida wasn't with the path of like feeding into it momentarily until we can stop it.
Yeah.
And again, I'll say it. I'm gonna say it again. Hey, went with rocks. Luffy devil fruit never gets him. And this prophecy don't take place when it needs to. So, yeah, I just
Even
fate
then, they
works.
still
Fate is cruel. Fate is cruel. I ain't gonna hold you. It's very cruel.
The whole story changes.
Yeah, but they still would have lost. It's not like Rocks found the other devil fruit they were looking for. That one is still up in the air. So it's not like if let's say Rocks did find it, then we could be like, oh, they should have just went with it because they both had the devil fruit. So it would have just made sense for them to link. But y'all was still missing pieces to the puzzle. So I don't see it. That's what I said. It had everything that's happening in One Piece. It has to happen this way. As much as we have our disagreements and slights, this is how fate works a weird way in One Piece. And, it has to happen this way. So
I agree.
Harold needed to be noble for this to happen. You know what I mean?
Harold might be top 3 worst king of all time.
I hate Harold, mate. I swear.
This is almost worse than when y'all was trying to slander Odin.
I mean,
you're not with it.
Of all kings of One Piece, I mean,
No.
Wapple's the worst,
bro. We got King Riku, bro.
Think Riku's terrible?
pretty bad.
Think Riku's terrible?
Yes. We got King and Wano, who really just pulled up at the end. We took off the Tengu mask. Like we not gonna. He's not in the running.
Nah.
I'm gonna be
nah.
honest with you. That's a
That's
good.
Jersey. That's Jersey.
That's a good topic for like a break week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
a
Right
good.
leave
Kings,
it.
We should put up
right
a, yeah, we should
Kings.
put up a
We
whole chart for that.
might have table that.
Yeah, let's
We should
table
put a
that
tier list for
conversation.
that.
Wait, how good is King Neptune? Let his daughter be terrorized for like 16 straight years.
He's pretty bad. Like King, I love King. Like I love Shioshi, but King Neptune's pretty bad. Like pretty.
Yeah, I'll make that a tier list. That's an interesting topic.
Man, King Neptune's man softy ass dad, bro.
Bro, he sold his daughter before she was born. Like, come on now.
Sir Draco says, "Yeah, Elbaf
Just
benefited."
imagine letting like what was it, nigga? Vanderdecken just attempt to kill your daughter numerous times.
Hold up, Ali. Hold up. Go ahead.
Elbaf benefited entirely from this, from what we know, since Harold seemed to be the only sacrifice for his nation.
Nah, he sacrificed their mindset. That's the problem.
I agree. He thought he was the only sacrifice because they didn't tell him their plan. But we do see in this chapter, and I think in the chapter before this, where everyone all over the world is actually like coming to understand that giants are not all that bad. The perception they had of them was wrong. They actually appreciate the giants and the Marines and the trade they have. Like they're fighting over it essentially. Like the resources that they get from Elbaf. So like we can clearly see the benefits.
Yeah, there are benefits.
Yeah, and the only one suffering was Harold at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's why the nation
Nah,
looks
people
at him
are
so
suffering now.
highly and like hates Loki somewhat.
Never mind.
Oh, my
Okay.
bad.
No, you good.
You good? Where was I at? Dang, where is it? Okay. He ripped his birth horns off and let the world government brand him with horns of their own. Ooh, I like that. Even though I support Harold, I like that.
I don't like that, but I like that.
That's a bar, bro.
Yeah,
That's
no
a
me
bar.
university.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a bar, man.
That's a bar.
Harold
Here's
is
that
selling his
That's a one.
Harold is selling his soul to fake free his nation. Well, no. It's not fake free. His nation is free. We saw that at the beginning of this chapter. The minds are changing on his nation. So he did succeed in an aspect. So I don't agree with that.
I have a question. Did he know that like Ida was sick while he was gone?
I don't know. I need to go back and reread last
He
chapter.
didn't know. He didn't know. He didn't know. He didn't let them send a message about it. Because they said that they were going to, so he could send like aid from one of the other countries that he's allied with, like bring some outside doctors. But she was like, "No, don't bother him."
Okay, thank you, Trick. Because I was like, that could also have been a factor, but like that's not a factor. Because I was thinking like that might have been a factor why he like kind of committed to the whole like wanting to join the government even more because like medicines are a factor. You have like Vegapunk, like Kuma even with the Vegapunk for like a cure for like Bonnie and whatnot. That's a factor the world government has in their back pocket that the world knows of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he might have known she was sick, but like he didn't know how bad it was. They didn't want to tell him it was getting worse and that they couldn't fix it. That's what they didn't want to contact him about. So like her being sick, maybe.
That's crazy. The people who don't want to contact you to help. That's crazy.
It's levels. Like Oda got his bag with like levels here. Like this is levels. Like God.
He just doesn't like Harold, but that's okay. I like Harold, so Oda's not going. Oda could never make me a Harold. Draco, you said nigga?
No, I was gonna say interesting enough. Harold's dream with Ida, the whole going around the world seeing everything. That's actually one of Oda's like dreams with his wife, like with his actual wife. Just an interesting note.
Okay.
It is.
That's pretty bad, but in exchange for his life, we still get a somewhat peaceful relationship with the world government and humans. Facts. Thank you. See? Dorian Broggie was already in the middle of their fight when the Straw Hat met them. That whole story arc would have still happened.
Yeah, but Luffy might not be Luffy because he might not have the devil fruit like Trip was saying if Harold don't go like the way he went.
Yeah. And they said Nika with the facts. Nika went crazy. There you go. Went crazy, bro. Bro, Rocks told the nigga. Ooh, that sounds weird coming out of my mouth. Ugh.
It does. Why? Why does someone clench their mouth? That's so
Yeah,
weird.
man.
You missed the
Look, man.
You
Now I
said
can't read the
Cause
comment.
Rocks told the
Ree a
nigga.
proper black man.
He
Ree a
is
proper black
very.
man. I said, pull the comment
Rocks
back up,
told the
Ree. I'll
nigga.
read it out loud for you.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got that,
I'll
bro.
read it out loud for you.
Ugh.
Man.
Yeah.
Somebody else read that. Ugh.
Go ahead, Trip.
Man, look, man. Man, Rocks told this nigga mad times,
There
man. He
you
can't
go.
be up there thinking he that nigga. I'm sorry,
There you
that
go.
wasn't all what he said.
Trip.
Rocks told the nigga no mad times. Come on, he can't think for Harold. He tried.
Ugh. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even. Ugh. Okay. Anyway, good comment, man. Sorry. Anyway, they only use the count. They only use for the council. The only use for the council is to give Harold an excuse to keep Ida as a side piece. That's
And they're doing a good job. And I'm glad they did their job. You know what I mean?
that's. See, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope Loki pull up. I hope Loki pull up on them niggas too. Goddamn it.
No,
Hey,
no. That's why he in jail now. That's why he in jail now.
I feel like if you want to change as
He
badly
out.
as
what'd you say, Blue?
I feel like if you really want to change as badly as he was showing, I feel like he should have started with his own. What are those old people that he relies on? Is that the council?
The
Yeah.
council.
The
Yeah,
council.
that's what I
Look at
said,
Change
Blue. I
that,
said that he
bro.
should have started.
Like,
He should have started
what do
to
you
change
mean
them
he
out.
won't allow
He
you
should have
to
started
marry
to change
Ida?
them out.
What
They're
do
the
you
ones that
mean?
make him king. How you gonna start with them?
Wait, wait. Let
No,
Blue.
they don't make anybody.
Hold on. Let Blue
It
land. Let Blue
starts
land.
like change starts with at the home, bro. Like you need to change your lifestyle, you need to change your diet, you need to change how you live your life before you can change outside. Before you can change the world outside. If your house is messy, you're not gonna do any real change in the outside world.
I have a rebuttal to that, Blue. Do you feel that same way about Garp?
Oh, Garb is messy. Garb is hella messy.
Okay, I'm just wanting to know because I'm just like I completely feel you on that, but it's just like the same thing with Garp, where it's just like the house is messy, but like I really feel where like where Fuji was coming, where Fuji was coming, when we was just like he should definitely like deal it like definitely deal it out to other people and whatnot. Him handling it all by himself is where I'm just like I can't align with him and whatnot. I really do feel like Fuji when he said that like he should have had like diligent out because like the whole thing of like keeping the because like, the thing that bothers me with Harold was that like now that he's gone, there's no one keeping the dream going though. Everything he struggled for, there's no one really like keeping that ball truly going in the same way. And if he did have people like under him, like you said, it starts at home. He could have had people under him, and that could have helped in a sense in a weird way. My bad.
Yeah, the whole
This is the
story
problem with
is
that,
about
Queen. This is the
whole story
problem. This is
about
the
wills
problem with
and
that,
dreams being
Queen.
inherited, right? So if you don't have anyone to inherit your will and dream because you're not sharing with them, you're keeping quiet, you're not telling everyone what your plans are, what your dealings is with the world government. Like if you're not telling anyone anything, and the people that are closest to you are dying off, then your dreams gonna die with them, bro. Like dreams do die. I don't accept what Blackbeard said. Dreams never die. Dreams do die, bro. You need to be sharing your dreams with people.
Now, this is my thing with that. He say he does that, and he's sharing his dream with his children and someone close or whatever, which I believe is why he's on top of Cheney to this pillar. He summoned Ru and his sons. Neither here nor there. The point being is that in no way, form, or faction would the next person that's inheriting his will be able to even. Again, the pentagram is in the fucking castle, and I've been like looking up to you, following you and your goals, and you just found out like the only way they're gonna let us have it is by eating shit, and we don't eat shit over here. That's what they're walking into when Ja Rule and Loki walk into that room. Like, you mean everything that you went through was just so you can eat shit? Like, I may not have agreed with you and your decisions, but like, what the fuck is going on now? You know what I'm
Bro,
saying? Like, the next person after would have been an extreme radical the other opposite way. He'd have brought the warrior shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, so after seeing that walking into the throne room, so I don't necessarily agree with the sentiment of having if he had someone to follow up his will, because whoever he would have walked into that room and seen that shit going on, and
Oh yeah.
it'd have been a change in plans.
Also, dreams never die. Like
Unless
Luffy
it's in his
inherited Roger's
time.
dream. He didn't have to talk to him.
it's actually crazy because now if you look back at when they first walked into the castle, Road was telling them that ever since the massacre happened, which was 14 years ago, we know now, right? Like no one has entered the castle. Like no one even removed the dead bodies. They rotted there essentially, which means there's no leadership going on in this place. Since Harold died, no one really took over. Nothing is happening. There's no one in charge and no one is speaking up. I don't know what Jarul is doing. I don't know what Loki. Well, Loki's been locked up, and he was at sea for 8 years or whatever. But Tajirudin, come on, man! Like no one entered the castle. No one like checked the pentagram. No one dealt with the dead bodies. That's your people, bro. Like give them at least a burial or something. I thought you guys changed to. I thought you guys became like civilized people, bro. I thought you guys became knowledgeable people
It's
that care
still
about
it's
education.
still 50-50. I've been saying that. It's still 50-50 within Elbaf. Some people are, some people aren't.
And then
So
again,
and
just
yeah,
also,
hating.
but
and also,
also, we talked about this like way in the beginning when this flashback first started, and this, even probably before the flashback started, that Loki's probably shouldering the blame just so his dad don't go out with a bad name. So therefore, like it could be a whole like, yeah, no one can go in there. People go in there, they gonna discover the truth for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So just to even, they said, I did it. Fuck it. Yeah, the castle's haunted. Fuck it. Yeah, no one go inside. Like we gonna keep this under wraps. Only me and the old man know. And so someone get that sword out his head, they ain't gonna know the truth about nothing. You feel me? So
I like that for Loki.
Valid. It's valid. All right,
I
Nika.
tell you, I think Loki took the most game. Like Loki's iteration, this iteration, because if mythology and fiction always has so many different iterations of Loki, where it's either the good, the bad, or just the real gray area guy. And this Loki seems like to be one of the more gooder ones. You know what I'm saying? Just taking that whole, I'm gonna be what if you gonna make me, if you gonna think me the villain, I will become that for you. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
Fully, were you gonna say something?
no, I think Fuji was because I had and Themes and Rays, but like I don't got nothing.
Fuji.
No, I was gonna add to what Fully was saying. But basically, Harold just left, like Elbaf without delegating to his sons on what to do, because all he said was like, "Hey, like after I'm gone, I want you guys to work together." But he should have been more specific in that. I'm like, okay, like he should have delegated Harold to do like for example agriculture, medicine, whatever, and he should have done the same thing to Loki, but maybe in terms of like training, like the Elbaf, giant to keep up with the army strength, if that makes sense, So he never specifically delegated, and that left a blank after he's gone, So that's why like that's why like just like Blue said, like there's no leadership in Elbaf right now. Like nobody knows what to do. So it's like
I'm
it's like a land where people don't know what to do. Let's just say that. That makes sense. So yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say I think Zaw had something
I'm
too.
not gonna lie. Harold had a lot on his plate, man. His kids didn't get along. Council won't let him marry one of his baby mamas. He trying to trade with the outside world. They see him as evil and like y'all just ain't shit. Goddamn, he trying to get with the world government. They trying to play the rope and game on him, but he don't know that the wool is over his eye. I ain't gonna lie, as a boy, he was dealing with a lot, man. Can't even lie to you. Like the time it would have even taken him to even mend the relationship between Harold and Loki, I think would have just like like that would take him spending time on Elbaf. And as we've come to understand, time even moves differently. So he would have been like, all right, I guess I got to sit down with y'all for 2 months real quick. 2 years and pass on the outside. I don't think 2 years would have passed, but you know what I mean. Like a significant amount of time would have passed on the outside. So him also trying to just keep up with the time of the outside world, I think, also played a part. But those are just little tidbits of me understanding he had a lot on his plate to actually maneuver and work around and work with. So every time the conversation of his like raising Loki and Hydra did, I'm like, bro, them two didn't even fucking like each other. Like we don't even know when their relationship even started to get good. You know what I mean? But it definitely Harold had no time to try to cultivate that with what he actually had going on as a king, which is just unfortunate. I don't think not and I don't think a lot of kings make the best fathers just because of that kingly duty that they also have. Because you hear a lot of kings like will say this in a lot of stories of fiction that like they'll tell their child like you're the prince, you're my child, but like the entire kingdom are my children. You know what I'm saying? So mm, it was
That's
just
valid.
I don't know how Harold is gonna make it through what he's going through.
That's valid. Nika, man, it's that time, bro. You are muted. You're muted.
My bad. I'll get a chapter 8 out of 10. I enjoyed the chapter. I like the interesting fact that the double horns added on. I think it's something interesting there with like how the design of it, because now to me it kind of symbolizes like there seems like some parallel to the whole pirate flag thing with the whole double horns being placed on the actual symbolism for the world government, the way the mark is. Because now it's actually starting to look one for one. Now I'm seeing how Oda is tying in the whole devil term from even pirate lore. Like it's a lot of stuff that I didn't think Oda was gonna attack, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Um, Ida dying and then them putting the emphasis on Snow when she dies, and even for the fact that the chapter is called Elbaf Snow. Randomly, I think that gives some lore for some like I know Monet had the snow fruit, and I don't know if she's like legit dead. I don't know how if it's like stated she died anywhere or whatnot. If she is dead, I would think Hadruden would probably get that fruit because we met him wanting a devil fruit. He wanted the flare fruit, but he didn't get that. Sabo ended up getting it. So I think it would be cool if he was to get the snow fruit. That'd be cool for Hadruden with the
Yeah,
whole
it would be.
Elbaf snow idea. I think that'd be fire. Um, what else? Um, I guess we could see more of the picture I was painting now when I was telling you the way this story might go down. It might be like Harold asking Loki to kill him. Like that's how I feel like this goes down because of what we're seeing now. I feel like it's even more to that point because now he doesn't even have control over his body. He's ordering people to do stuff already, like stop me, whatnot. So I like it's gonna be crazy when they get back to the next chapter. So I'm waiting to see that and then get to the sun realm. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mhm. I stopped there for now though.
Okay.
Interesting stuff.
I like it. Fully.
Uh, I'm not gonna lie, going off what Nika said, it really does make me think of like when you come about the sun realm. It made me think are the elders in the sun realm and whatnot. And that's the reason why we haven't seen them and whatnot. Because that will be very interesting. And there's like everything that we go through all this with emu and everything like that, and there's just still sitting in the sun realm. That would be very interesting to see how that like plays out and whatnot. I'm not even gonna lie to you, that is like legitly, yeah, because the sun realm is still like up in the air, and there's so many like factors that can still like play and whatnot. Because I know some of us are still waiting for a nail and whatnot, and I'm a huge person who's still waiting to see like if that comes around in some type
You
of
talking
way.
about the heaven realm?
The heaven realm, my bad. The heaven realm, my bad. Yeah, I think there might be in the heaven realm, that's around the heaven realm or whatnot. Because like we haven't seen them yet, and like they've been brought up, and they're been so influential. But we only seen your role and whatnot. But I'm like, I wonder where they are. Are they like just so above what's going on below in the sense that they're their own? I would say like a celestial dragons in a sense.
Mm, interesting. Yeah, I'd imagine they would have some type of hierarchy system. So if they did, it would definitely they'd be chilling up in the heaven realm. I like that. But I'm on the same kick as you. I want to know where Rouge is. And if he is somewhere, he could be up there. I don't know that Anel's up there chilling personally, but I think your Rouge might be there. When we get up there, we might actually finally see him
Listen,
again.
I've said it's the first time we saw the full like the actual double page spread that told us we're on Elbap. We saw Elbap was a big ass tree, and I seen him the top of the tree way past the clouds. I'm like, yeah, some Sky Islands definitely got caught up in that. We got to see some Sky people. You know what I mean? Oruge just might be up there chilling. I keep saying he's the only supernova that we haven't dealt with in the new world. So I'm looking. That's where my money is too. I'm hoping that we see him there. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
That's got to be the port of High West. That's what Gonfall is telling us. It's over there, man. You gotta climb that tree. That's the real port of High West.
Nothing like yeah.
Dude, we gonna see.
And then again in the beginning of the flashback initially, when we seen Loki land at the castle, he's jumping down from somewhere, and it seemingly looked like he was jumping all the way down from the heaven realm. Maybe he might have just like caught one of them sky boats and jumped off of it from a higher altitude, not from the heaven realm itself. But I was thinking that's where he was jumping down from initially during that flashback. So it'd be interesting to see if like he just spun the block and went up there before going to the castle, you know. But I imagine he went straight to the castle. So because that threw me for a loop. I'm like, he in the underworld, but it looked like he was coming from up top during the flashback. So like, what's going on? So, yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I have to say Elbaf is very much an exciting time to be in. I know the time that like getting off like the main type of the story and whatnot, there's so much more that we're going to get, and it's kind of crazy to see the whole interaction with what we get with oh my god, I'm forgetting her name, who Emu's possessing right now.
Gunko.
The fact that interaction with Gunko might not be the climax of like this arc and whatnot, and might just be a little stepping stone, and that's crazy to me because like we have so many lows that we can still like go into and really dive into, and I'm ready to really see that, and I'm so interested, and I'm still hyped to see like us get back into the current time. I'm just hyped like with everything we got right now.
We got the whole battle with Big Mom coming on Elbaf, so we gotta wait for that.
You mean Kaido? You mean Kaido coming back?
Kaido's coming back. Big Mom's on the way back right now.
Kaido and Big Mom, facts.
Man, forget about Kaido, bro. Like I just want Big Mom to come back.
That's little bro. She won't come back.
The soul of magma. That's how she's coming back with Kaido. Kaido's soul made of magma. Simple.
I'm not even gonna lie. I went to my notes recently and whatnot, and I found the bet that y'all made and whatnot, and that bet is still in my phone. About that's the end of the arc. I can't wait to the end of the arc to see like who wins this, because it's literally a three-way between you, Madoni, and Nika.
I don't mind an extra $100, man. Why not, right? I have a question. I'm gonna read these things here in a second, but I gotta ask a question about the mural. And Something's been bugging me about the mural, man. Something's been like bugging me about the mural.
The real talk. I love it.
I do.
It's that mirror talk.
Okay.
I love it.
I feel like we can't trust it.
No, you might be able to
Real
trust it.
talk. I
I don't
love
know.
it.
I don't know about that one. I'll throw that out when we really talk about it.
Something's been bugging me about the mural, man. Ever since we're finding more about Shanks and like him having been a holy knight or to that effect, something's been bugging me, man. Right. So
Kick it.
that dragon that's on the left is looking real weird. And it's looking a lot like Shanks' ship. Have y'all ever peeped that?
The dragon on the left. Pull the mural up, Ree, so we can have that conversation and discussion.
Yeah, I got
You mean the one with the sun in his hand?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, the demon. Okay,
demon?
Demon.
the demon
My
dragon.
bad.
Nah, still pull it up, please. Still pull up the mural. I like looking at the mural when we talk about the mural.
Because when I think of the dragon, I think of the dragon or maybe the worm. Some people call it the
Yeah,
worm.
because I was thinking of the shit that was on the right, which is I think you're more talking about the shit on the right, which was the serpent. But you talking about a dragon? I'm like, or are you talking about the thing flying from a top?
The one on, I'm about to
Or are
pull
you
it
talking
up.
about?
No, the one on the left.
Kazi, I just looked it up. Monet is dead as hell, bro.
Oh yeah,
She's
she been
so
dead.
dead. She is so dead.
Good. So my theory lives. There we go. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, it definitely lives. Especially because
Yeah, Hadruden for the
Dead
snowstorm
as
suit.
hell.
I'm all for it. Elbash Snow. Let's get it.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's one I got put in my note. I'm gonna put that in my notes right now, nigga. I'm gonna date it too, because like if that comes true, I might have seen you some money.
Yeah.
Okay.
His
You
red force.
gonna put some dollars in the pocket, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, like you can't be throwing out theory to me right like that.
Listen, bro, listen. We gonna, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm talking about this thing right here. Shanks' ship looks eerily like this. I don't know if y'all ever peeped that.
Yeah, the Red Force. That's the name of his ship.
Yeah,
you look like that.
Like literally with the head, and then it's got like a little like golden like sun right under it.
Yep.
Let me just pull this shit up, man. I'm just sitting here talking.
Yep.
I know y'all hear me, but I think some people might not believe me and think I'm just yapping. So, give me like five. No, I need like 30 seconds. Because I don't know. Like, I'm starting to feel really weird. I never like actually considered that, but I'm like, now that I'm knowing a little more about you, is this actually something? I don't know, but I got you right here.
You mean Shanks is the final villain of One Piece?
I don't know what I'm saying, Trip. I'm not even gonna lie to
No.
There's gonna be some guys that's gonna be. They gonna love this shit, boy.
What? No,
I don't know
where we
what
going?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't really know what I'm saying. Here, let me show you this. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is it just looks eerily like, look at this. Oh freak, I can't see.
No, for sure. You're right on that.
Hold on one sec. Let me save the image so I can show you guys. Cause like it literally lines up almost perfectly. Like, oh God, y'all gotta see it. I gotta see this. Hold on. I'll try to. Ooh, that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, guys. Bear with me just 1 second. I wasn't even prepared to do this. So there we go. Screen grab that. Perfect. Saved it. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Just a few more seconds. Zoom in. There we go. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen again.
You gotta add an extra 10 minutes to the stream for that one.
Check this, bro. Is this not a sun right here? And then the dragon or not the dragon, the demon looks exactly like this. Horns, teeth, eyes, and the sun is literally right below it. Am I tweaking?
Nah.
Granted, the horns are going in the opposite direction, but I see what you got going on though.
Yeah.
Like, what is this, bro? What
That's
are we gonna
beautiful
do?
speculation, Reed. That's beautiful speculation. I love everything
This is
about
not
it.
on accident. Surely this isn't on accident.
Oh,
Reed
oh,
found it. Reed broke the mural. Oh,
dude, let me tell you something. This is like looking at the pixels, being like, nah, that's not Shanks. All
Oh,
right,
but
man.
look, but wait, Reed, you hear me?
I'm listening.
So there was this promotional thing Oda did years ago. He dropped a picture, and the picture was a lion, and the lion had a sword, and he was on it, and I think he had a shield, and I think the shield might have had a sun design on it,
Mhm.
and the lion was on a ship, just a regular boat, and it was going towards, it was in the sea, but it's getting ready to fight, and it was about to fight a demon, like the demon we saw in the mural, kind of. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
I remember that shit. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And then you got to think about it. Shanks's animal of note is a lion. That's the animal that Oda chose to describe Shanks. So I think he's drawing symbolism parallel. Like this is called the Red Force. I think we got to start looking at things that like when we look at Shanks's ship, we got to look at shit like the serpent soaked in blood, and why is it red? Like why is it like what is with the lineage of Shanks in the first place? The lady with red hair on the island of God Valley. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it adds more into that type of lore, more so saying anything about Shanks being evil. If there is anything about Shanks being evil, shout out to Shamrock. That's Evil Twin. You feel me?
I'm just like, again, I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. It's like,
Crazy.
the horns are going the different way, but this is like oddly very close, bro. It's very eerie. That's all I'm saying, man.
I think the sun, the Red
The sun
Force.
even looks exactly like that sun.
Yes,
Even the
I think
flag on
that
their ship
sun
looks
though
the
is more
same.
symbolism for that's why
I mean, for
the
me,
whole thing with
Yeah.
Luffy. You know what I mean? Luffy is the sun.
I mean, for me, this is a classic case of um every chick in One Piece is just Nami with different hair. You know what I mean? Like this is how Oda draw.
Yeah.
This is how Oda draws. You feel me? So I'm just like that's what that's gonna look like.
I'm
But
on the truth page.
Oda does use that the fact that we understand that to hide details of like things that are actually important. So who knows? You could be on it. You could be right.
If you
Speaking on that line, the promo thing Nico talking about, if I'm not mistaken, it was either a cover story or a cover page, and if I'm not mistaken, it was the lion that was on Buggy's crew having a dream about defeating a monster.
Mm-hmm.
It
mm,
was.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that is what is exactly what it is. But like
and the
it's
moon is a
canon.
D, the
Yeah.
moon was a D, all types of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, I recently watched that in One Piece. Yep.
I'm gonna find it and send it to you. I know that.
For
But
sure.
When you do your 1v1 with bands, you should definitely pop that question. Ask all your Miro questions with bands. He probably have a good answer for you too.
I'm definitely. I hate to even consider that Shakes could be on that timing, but you can't. I mean, a holy night. The thing has wings, bro. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just yapping, bro. I could just be yapping. I don't
no,
know.
you are not. You are speaking some truth right now, Reed. And I love that you took time, you looked at the mural, and you came to this conclusion. This is
No.
beautiful. This is beautiful
Yeah.
stuff right now.
Yeah, I would say the reason why it's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you, Reed. Like, I don't really like it, but like, you know what? To me, wax the window a little bit. You can really look at it because a lot of people have not been on a trust and sex thing, cake and whatnot. Especially when it comes to the whole him going for the One Piece and whatnot. A lot of people have definitely been on the whole like you really can't trust Shanks, especially with like him going to the gore and everything. That kind of lines up with like the person that we really think to be the villain is the one that we really have to fight against. Because I definitely like to add like a little like more like sauce to it. I don't a kid that we definitely have a Davy back for Robin. And I think Shanks is gonna be the one who wants to do the Davy back for Robin. It's not gonna be on the hat. It's not gonna be for the hat that what they go for. It's gonna be for Robin. He's gonna want Robin and whatnot. whatnot because he wants someone to read Poneglyphs in the sense and whatnot. And that's a weird kick to go on and whatnot, but like it kind of adds to that whole kick of like maybe Shakespeare is the overarching villain if you really wanted that whole kick of like you see how everyone is going against that like vessel and whatnot.
Yeah.
It kind of represents that, especially like knowing his history of being with the Gorge and whatnot and everything like that, and like how some people have theorized, even niggas have theorized that the ship that is hanging, if the Gorge ship and whatnot, we can go back and like and whatnot, and that hanging figure is Saturn and whatnot. This is going to me quoting Nico on some stuff and whatnot. So it's just like you could definitely look at that as maybe Shanks is the villain and whatnot, especially with his connection to that now.
Go right ahead, Foley. Go ahead, Foley. Look, you
I'll-
see how Foley just made the night. That's beautiful.
I'll say this because the other one that's in the mural right above the tree actually lines up more because the horns actually go the right way. So
I can't with you right now, Ari. I just can't. I think at this point, you just want Shanks to be a op.
no, I
You just
don't want
want
that.
Shanks to be a op.
Problem. I've been
Nah,
defending
you.
Accusations,
Nah,
Trips.
you.
Accusations of the
This is
highest
the
level.
truth, man.
And
Bro
I will
has
be
reached
Reeve's agent on this.
Bro has
No.
reached onto anything he could latch onto. Like, hey,
No,
what
wait,
about
hear me,
this?
wait.
Hey, what
Hear me
about
out,
this?
hear me out.
Hey, man, look,
Wait, hold on.
man.
Let me cook real
Look,
quick. Let
man.
me cook. Hold on,
Look,
let me
man,
cook.
bro walk around in sandals and dirty shorts, nigga. He is a
No,
good guy. He,
no. Hold
Let
on,
him
let me
cook.
cook.
Let him cook. We ain't
Let him go. Let recook. Let recook.
Look, what I'm saying is I don't want him to be an op. I've been defending. Ask Nika. I defend Shanks with every breath I got. I really do. But all I'm saying is we like the dragon or I keep saying serpent, whatever you want to call it, that's above the tree where Frankie is looking at could actually be the interesting like it could be Shanks because he could be like in between, like trying to play the fence on both sides. That could be what Shanks is trying to do. Like I'm working to help y'all, but I'm also trying to keep the peace. That could be why he's in the middle. Because again, that really lines up with exactly how his ship looks.
Really, you really. I would say I definitely think the serpent's connected to like Loki and whatnot. But let me play the devil's advocate here. You don't think the dragon represents dragon and him fighting against like corruption and whatnot? I think that you jump to like it represents someone that isn't a dragon over someone whose name is dragon. Go
I
ahead.
mean, he could be fighting against Dragon. You know, that would suck, but hey man,
no,
look, I don't
this is my thing. Now with Shanks and the question of whether he'll be an op or not, this is what I've come to understand wholeheartedly. Shanks wanting to cross Luffy's path now is not because like, yeah, now let's chop it up and kick it about your journey onto becoming an emperor. It's like to run the fade, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you know what I mean? And with that, he is going the red hair pirates are in some way, form, or fashion going to be an obstacle to the Straw Hats as a fellow Yonko crew. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So even with the Davy bag happening, right? I can see the Hat and Robin being like, what's up for grabs? Like the Davy, as far as I'm concerned, right? There are certain rules to a Davy bag as far as like the main goal of it, but in this situation, I believe the captains can dictate like the rules and the prizes and whatever. Because at the end of the day, Luffy just ultimately wants to prove his crew is better than Shanks's. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely do believe the red hair pirates will not pose a threat, but a serious obstacle that we actually have to overcome and get past. You know what I mean? Like, I imagine Usopp will have to prove to his father he's a better sniper than him. You know what I mean? I imagine Zoro will have to prove to Ben Beckman his will to stand next to his captain is unwavering, even more so than Ben's is. You know what I'm saying? So shit of that nature. I imagine we're gonna have to get to see. Because again, Shanks did retaliate on Barto. for Barto's actions. You know what I'm saying? So like this is something that's going to be like when they bump into each other, that's gonna pop up and like, hey, only way we can settle this is with a Davy back fight. You feel me? Because it can't go unsettled at the end of the day. So I definitely think that's gonna play a part. It just won't play a part in a serious like. Of course, we'll know that hey, Luffy, if Shanks defeats you here, like that's borderline the end of your journey. You know what I mean? Because you told him you're gonna prove to him you got a better crew, and if you don't do that, like, you know what I mean, you borderline failed in like your whole reasoning behind wanting to step out to sea. So it's gonna be serious, but I don't think it's not gonna be like world ending, but like it'll be a serious thing. And if any of y'all have seen Fairy Tail, I imagine it's gonna mimic. It won't mimic this, but it'll echo the sentiment that Gildarts displayed to Natsu when they were in that cave on, I believe it was Toro Island or whatever. But yeah, telling them like, yeah, like look, man, like this is it. You know what I mean? Fade me or not. And Natsu just had to like, I can't face that. He had to own up to that. You know, so I imagine Shanks is gonna display like what was really waiting at the top for him if he decides to take that route. And Luffy's gonna have to make his choice, which we already know what Luffy's choice is gonna be. But I imagine they're gonna that moment kind of has to happen between a protege and someone who looks up to the mentor type shit. Like you gotta face him and show him that like you ready to surpass him and move on to the next or whatever the case is.
Yeah, show him that Griffin.
Hey,
What's up, Zah?
To your point, you know what? I don't think Shanks is evil. I don't think that's what that is. I do think, like what Fuli, Trip, and Neek has said, they will do a Davy back fight. And I do believe they'll have the biggest fight between Luffy and Shanks. And when Shanks is probably weak, Emu comes in. And Emu activates the mark that he thought wasn't there. And then he comes up, he's like, yo, you thought you could get rid of me? And Domi reverses Shanks. And I think that's part of the mural that we see. And that's going to be the future of Shanks. Shanks getting taken over by Emu because he did waste all his hockey against Luffy, fight, and he's exhausted. Now you get evil Shanks. Not because he wanted to, but because he dropped his guard, like he did with Blackbeard.
Valid take.
so then that tells me that once you've been branded with the mark, that would tell me once you've been branded with the mark, it's a soul tie.
Yes.
So you just losing the arm that has the mark doesn't do anything.
Exactly.
Interesting to know. I'll take that into consideration because that actually makes it a lot more saucy and a lot more interesting. Makes it a lot more saucy.
Because why losing your arm? Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, because they add levels, and this is like, say we get Shanks again with Emu, and this is like he does have his other arm, and when he does have his other arm, it's when he has that frozen straw hat and whatnot, because he lost his straw hat to Luffy and whatnot, and a Davy back or whatnot, because Luffy wins Davy back and everything like that, the straw hat. And we could still see Shanks wear a straw hat, but with the frozen one, so to keep it still in play in a sense and whatnot. That would be very interesting to see. Like, God damn, we really could like.
I mean,
see,
that frozen one, that frozen straw hat a little too big to fish Shanks, but I understand the sentiment.
Yeah, it is, but like you get my sentiment where like it could like still be like a factor in the sense of like I don't know how it's gonna play a factor.
I could see it in a sense where like Luffy wins the Davy back fight, but when Shanks gets Domi reversing, and at some point where Luffy gets knocked on the ground and the hat falls off his head or whatever, he goes and picks it back up. You know what I mean? And really start acting tripping like, you know what I mean? Yeah, this was always mine. I should never let, blah, blah, blah. And just got to talking mad, crazy, stupid shit. Because, of course, Emu's talking through him or whatever. But yeah. I can see that happening in that aspect. But I really just believe that frozen hat belonged to Joy Boy. I believe that was his hat.
I get that
his hat, but right too, though. Because like if he gets Domi reversing, he get bigger, so that frozen hat might fit him.
I mean, from a human to being able to fit a giant hat, I don't know. Like that's a mad growth rate. Again, I don't think there's limits to the growth rate. I mean, Emu can growth rate you however he wants, type shit.
Yeah, but I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's just the fact that like I feel like that had still a factor in like going in the line of thought that like if I lay down, I'm just throwing the hat in because like it's a fact that like it's in the air and whatnot, and we don't know how it's gonna play a key type shit and whatnot. And like I would love to see like it coming back in like some type of way. That's why like I throw it out there because it's just like ooh, it'd be like wrapping some dots type shit. You know what I mean?
I could see in the final battle, Luffy losing his hat in some way, form, or fashion, and he dons that frozen hat when he goes giant mode or whatever. But you was finna say something, Nika? I mean, not Nika. Reed, my bad.
No, you can finish. I'm just gonna hit these comments
That
when
was
you're
it.
done.
I just want to wrap it up fast so you could say it. That was it.
All right, for show. Let's see where we at. 3D 704 said maybe he got his design from the mural. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
who's they?
That would save him, but I don't know.
Who?
He's talking about Shanks.
The mural did exist
Nah.
first.
I mean, the mirror did this first. He might got his drift from it. I don't know.
Or the dragon is just a tribute to the man that actually rescued his life and got him away from a life of bullshit.
I like that better.
Hey,
I like that 10 times better. I like that 10 times better.
I just want to throw out the fact that there's probably a relationship between Dragon and Shanks that we just has been off screen for thousands of chapters. I don't want to throw that out there.
See, what did I tell you about the repeating theme of One Piece? Things happening off screen.
I don't know. And the dragon just so had to look like the mural. I mean, okay. With horns. With horns.
This because you're on the agenda, like on the whole.
I'm not on an agenda.
You are.
Where does Monkey D. Dragon have horns at? What are we talking about?
No, in the sense that I'm saying it because it's a dragon and never mind, y'all wigged out with that. You really want Shanks to be an op, dog. You just you can't gonna take no leeway. You ain't gonna take no leeway that tell you he's not. I'm not gonna lie to you. If Shamrock still didn't get a full reveal, you would still be on the fact that that's Shanks. And I promise.
I personally do think that's Shanks, though.
It's still Shanks, though. Hey, Shanks ain't still no right allegation.
You're full of shit. Sorry.
I do think that Shanks. It's not been proven to me that it's not.
I want you to
Okay, wait. I've been quiet for a while. I got to test your consistency. So who do you think was talking to the boys there?
I think that was Shanks.
Oh, okay. I thought you were switching. I thought you were saying it was Shamrock. Never mind.
No. I still think that was Shanks.
Okay.
We haven't gotten confirmation. I think it was, but I think it was the red herring of finding out that he had a brother that made us believe. Oh, well, that answers the question. Nah, not really. Because now I have more questions. What's up, Foley?
I would argue too.
And I don't know if he's been like pushing his energy like towards you or whatnot. And
Who's that?
Nah, Alex. I just feel like Alex been throwing his energy towards you a little bit.
No. I'm not on that Alex timing. Alex is on his own world.
I don't know. I don't know, cause like you be defending deadbeat dads, like Yasop and stuff like that. It's fine. I don't know.
Yasop. Yasop instilled. We ain't gonna get into it, bro. You got it, bro. But just know Yasop's son looks up to him, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm gonna keep it pushing. Dean's Life says Shanks gets domied and becomes a demon who the person dares to him has to defeat. Sounds like Black Clover, LOL. I haven't seen Black Clover, but if that is how it is, then yeah, makes sense.
It's all a lot.
This entire arc going on in Black Clover is just fighting our dead OGs, man. You don't like that? It's kind of fucked up.
Dang. These Life said,
I
I
ain't gonna
think the
lie.
three.
My fault. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You got it. You got to go, bro.
No, I was just gonna say, I think a lot of mangaka saw that Edo Tensei in Naruto and was like, I'm doing that at some point, So, but yeah.
Possible. These Life says, I think the three figures in the mural may be the biblical three beasts of Revelation: serpent, earth beast, sea beast. Could be wrong though. Might be right. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong.
I
Sheila said,
definitely think,
"Oh, my bad. No, you got it. Go ahead, Trip. Go ahead, Trip."
yeah, Oda definitely pulling like inspirations from everywhere, so definitely could have been from there.
Sheila says, what do you think the three mark of contract grants you as powers? It seems like the second mark is immortality. What do you get with the first and the third? I don't think you get much from the first. I think really Emu gets you in the first, and Emu can utilize you how she sees fit. Second, you get some type of immortality. Third, you probably get like full access to the powers. Be able to move in and out of the abyss at will. Have that fully strengthened connection in the third level. But like I said, the first level is probably just you get a little bit of the power, like a foundational type strength. And then level 2 is where it actually starts to work in your favor. Alex, you shook your head.
Personally, I think that so with the first mark is like, I think the first mark is just a badge of honor. Like, you know what I mean? This is your get out of jail free card, no matter what you do, or like you're you're welcome to the room, but you don't got a seat or a section. So you know what I'm saying? Just be cautious in here. You can't talk about our business, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I think with the second mark, after you've proven an extensive amount of loyalty, with the second mark, you get the immortality and the boosted strength, such as the regen and the boosted strength, where we see the Holy Knights display. I think with that third one, you get the actual, like, on top of everything you've already gotten, you get that, like, that devil form of whatever demonic entity that the Gorosei's are pulling from. I think you get one of those with the third.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was about to say too. That level is like Gorosei level, like where you actually, you would get your other form. That's valid. But the second one should just be
we was doing the math on Discord, and when they said the power is only reserved for 13 individuals, it's 5 Gorosei, and in God Valley, we counted, what was that, 7 Holy Knights exactly, when that, like, the actual panel that showed all of the Holy Knights that were there, and it said Holy Knights underneath it. It's 7 of them there, and at that time we know there's 5 Gorosei, so that's 12 already. That 13th person that is divided through, we don't know. It's up for debate, or it's like Emu saves that as his own reserve. Who knows? But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, that's actually very interesting, because if Emu is the 13th, then that means the powers don't even come directly from Emu.
I wouldn't think Emu's the 13th. I would think the 13th is whoever is the commander of the Holy Knights at the time of like God Valley, who we just don't see.
I think
isn't that Garling?
I want to say it was Garling because Garling was commanding them.
No, he gets it. He gets it after, and then he becomes Supreme Commander later on in life.
That's fair. So he didn't have the title of it.
So that would be an
but
answer.
Then, my question is, why is the commander not there and everyone else is there?
The commander and Supreme Commander aren't there for whatever reason.
That's where that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you've got even Gorosei there too, and all the other Holy Knights, why are they not being led by their commander?
To be fair, it's only one. It's only one Gorosei there.
Yeah.
So
you have
it's probably one of the cases where, like, the Supreme Commander, I won't say can never leave, but just never leaves the Holy Land. I'd imagine it's one of those things. Even with right now, we see Shamrock being a commander, being the commander as of right now. Like, quickly got summoned back on some emergency type shit. So it wouldn't surprise me that they're just excluded from the games. The Supreme Commander would be excluded from the games just due to a higher rank, and we can't just have all our big guns up out of here. So yeah, and typically that's how it is. Like the general rarely leaves base, like rarely. Like yeah.
That's fair. All right, I made a couple more comments and then we could close up here. Dean's Life said circle travel first, maybe. I don't know that you could travel through the circle in the first with the
I
first.
think the first mark is more just so Emu can watch you. It's like Emu can see everything you're doing and like trust, like just watch you.
I think, and also I do think the first mark also does permit like traveling through there, because I know the Holy Knights don't have the Gorosei mark, but they can pass through there, obviously. So I would think that definitely the mark itself is like a key to that gateway through the abyss, but it's still like the lowest level key type shit.
That's what I was gonna ask, because from what I'm understanding, to be a Holy Knight, you need that second mark. Like that's why the first mark, you're just a devoted blade god. So
I don't know if the first mark gives you like the travel. I think the second mark definitely does, but the first mark, from all we see, it just gives Emu the ability to like watch you. It looks like.
Right. That's why I'm like, I don't know if they have the circle travel, because I think that's reserved for like Holy Knight. I could be wrong though. I don't know, man. I'm just here, bro.
No, I think that makes sense, because in God Valley, like Guardian actually did heal up completely. He got slapped. His head got cut a little bit, but then at the end, you saw that he was completely healed up. So
the Guardian had the second level. He was
I think I'll use deductive reasoning in this case. They tell us that a devoted blade is what you would call the right hand of a God's Knight. Now, I don't see a situation where they're mobilizing and the God Knights are walking through the abyss and they just tell the devoted blades, all right, we'll see y'all when y'all get up there. I don't see a situation like that. I definitely think the devoted blades can pass through the abyss as well. So I'm going to say anyone with the mark in general from first level, like starting at the first level, you're granted passage through the abyss.
Maybe. All right.
I also want to add one thing. I agree with that trip, but they can't. The people with the first mark can't summon the abyss.
No, absolutely not.
Second mark can do that. Or third mark.
I wouldn't even say the second mark. The second mark can. The second mark can summon the abyss. You're right, because they did it in Elbath once they got there.
Yeah. All right. Sheila says, is it possible that Shanks went back to get the second mark? Why else would him losing his arm be so dragged out and focused on if the first mark doesn't grant him anything? It's because he's still connected to Emu with that first mark. Yeah. So it makes sense if he didn't have it. I don't see him going back, especially if he just left at the beginning of this chapter. I think he's done in the Marie-Joie at this point.
Yeah, you don't get the regen until you get the second mark, and he didn't go back for the second mark. So that's why he couldn't regen his arm.
Yeah. I watched Shanks betray him with Fisher Tiger. Betray who? And what did he betray Fisher Tiger? Am I tripping? He didn't betray him. He helped him. He cut the chains off of Fisher Tiger.
Talking about Emu.
He meant to say he watched Shanks betray Emu when he helped Fisher Tiger. Because Shanks had the God Steel. He had the regular mark.
But see, what we understand about the mark is it's not stated that Emu watches you. It's what's stated is that Emu. What's stated is that you. Well, from what we know right now in this chapter, you can't defy Emu, but also you cannot speak on the business that's going on. Now, that implication implies that like they got some kind of like surveillance on you. There's definitely some level of surveillance that mark does provide for them. but I don't know if it would provide enough to where it would literally, like Emu would literally know Shanks is the one that freed Fisher Tiger. I don't think it provides that level of surveillance.
Yeah, based on what we know, we don't know when Shanks got his mark, so I think it definitely would provide surveillance. But like based on how like Garling is introducing him and how like the titles presented for him, Shanks seems to still be like a devotee where he was not a full God blade at that moment. He was like getting made into one, so I don't think he actually had the mark at the time where he helped Tiger.
Possible. Okay.
Nah, because hold on, this is 15 years ago, is it not?
Yeah, 15 years ago when we see like when he helps Tiger. Afterwards, we see
So
him.
Even with what we see right now,
God's blade.
this is 15 years ago. This is 15 years ago. He seemingly has left Mary Joie to not return, and the next year when we see him in this flashback, he still has the mark on his hand.
Yeah,
like he has the mark on his hand.
Tiger,
So,
we don't know if he has a mark, and based on what Garling says, he's not a like official God's blade yet. So I don't think he would have a mark. I think he gets it like after that.
I think you guys mean like he would get the level 2 mark afterward, right?
Well, he's saying Garling says he's like he'd be equal to Shamrock if he had the level 2 mark, but based on how he introduces Shanks in that chapter to Harold, he's saying that he's going to be a God's blade, meaning that he's not yet a God's blade, but he's going to be one like Harold. And that like when he get his intro card, it says like God's blade devotee, saying that like he's going to be that, like not that he's already that. So it like to me it implies he doesn't yet have the level 1 mark. Like he's gonna.
Hey, I could have sworn they said he was already that. Reed, if you don't mind, you won't catch the chapter.
No, he was taking.
It was just
no, he was in the hot spring with Gabon, where we can see his left arm. You know,
that's
with
after,
the
though.
level
That's
1
after
mark.
Harold stuff. Yeah, that's after the Harold stuff, though. That's after he's already met Harold on Mary Joie and everything. That's after Fisher Tiger and all that.
I could have swore the reason why they just didn't give him the same title, like the same ranking as his brother, was just because he wasn't accustomed to the Holy Land just yet. So they made him a God's blade, like you, a devoted God's blade, like you, Harold. Not that he's about to become one, but that he is upon that introduction.
No,
already.
He's about to become one. It's for the time being, we'll use him as a devoted blade of God. Meaning he's not yet, but they're going to use him as one. And then like his intro card
saying that for that. He's already a God's blade. You bugging out. You're bugging. He's already a blade at that point. I think you're bugging.
I disagree, but all right, we can move on.
I mean,
hell nah, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
Hey, it does say he's a devoted.
What that say it's in the title box even. Okay, so that's a dead end. Yeah, there's already a blade at that point.
Going to be one, like he says, we'll use him.
No, it's not. It didn't say future God of Blade, nigga. It says devoted God of Blade. Same thing that's on Gunko's introduction box on God Valley, bro. Never mind. I'm off of it with you now. I saw the title box. That's all I needed.
Oh goodness. All right, man. Look, good stream. Appreciate y'all, man. We're definitely over time. We're not gonna stay too long. Next week, another good stream break week. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Like the stream, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Y'all have a good night, man. Appreciate everybody. Peace.